Three, two, one.
今夜もミュージックトレイ君へのラッキートレイ笑い合って抱き合って幸せにほらなれるように
Look, I can't introduce the episodes because I'll probably say that it's the Nen show, so someone else do it.
Okay, hello everyone, and welcome to the Weeaboo Club. What is this, fall? Oh my god, wait, this is the year episode.
Love Live.
Because a year of the Weeb Club. Okay, so welcome to
it's
fall 2020. This is the second fall season we've done, and as of the day that this episode comes out, the day before it yesterday, so the 9th, will have been a year of the Weeb Club to the day. So we've been doing this shit for a year now as of this episode.
Yeah, that's a year of my life fucking wasted.
No, the first episode actually came out on the 19th of October.
It did. Can I just not read? I don't believe you. Hold on.
You're dumb, dude.
I swear to God it's the 9th.
I'm literally on it right
God.
now.
Imagine being dumb like Vindy. Couldn't be me.
No, it's literally the 9th. You can't read. Craftsdwarf.
Oh, you're looking for... Oh, I'm looking at the seasonals.
I'm looking at...
Okay, I didn't say a year anniversary of the seasonals. I'm saying it's like the year anniversary of the Weeb Club.
We did that on the backlog.
No, we mentioned it.
Yeah.
But I mentioned that the year anniversary of the actual podcast.
I don't care about that.
Wow. Krauss doesn't care about memories with his friends? What
Memories
the heck?
of nobody.
He's so toxic.
Hey guys, it's me. WattheWut.
Okay, you suck. The shows really quickly that we're watching this season. I know we mentioned it last time, but we're watching.
Or I'm gonna say them.
Live?
No, I'm gonna say them because I'm gonna say them in the air order because I looked at the time that they aired and I'm going by TV airing, not pre-airing. So because Mal isn't accurate because it goes by the pre-airing for some. So Dragon Quest Dies Great Adventure, that's my pick.
Wow.
Jujutsu Kaisen is the patron pick.
Wow.
Love Live Nijigaku is WattheWut's pick, and the last one is Kuma 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 Bear, which was Vindy's pick.
God,
So,
Kuma
yes,
Kuma
sir.
Kuma Bear.
Shout out to Bear Art Online.
Shout out to Bears, man. Shout out to California.
So, do we want to go ahead and just go to comments for the seasonal?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, because I hate everybody. Why? Why would I say that? It's so toxic of me to say.
Okay, this one's terrible because I laughed. AAA goes, "What I believe in auto supremacy," and he's like, "So an autocracy."
Are we about to have our first hidden comment on the Weeb Club? Also, there's a better one on here. A bored burrito comments, "Guys, I'm sorry, but compared to how in-depth and extensive last week's God of High School discussion was, y'all really just dropped the ball this week. Like, Jesus, Sun Wukong? More like Sung Boo Kong. Boo, bad discussion. No sauce, no drip, no passion. Boo."
I agree.
Okay, so I've been doing some research, apparently, on the webtoon adaptations.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so you're talking about this comment that was fucking ridiculous.
Well, the comment's technically wrong, but it being wrong really doesn't change the fact of how bad it is, because, okay, basically the comment said, Tower God nearly cut the first arc before the director stepped in. That's true. God of High School cut the entire first 2 chapters. Also true. Now Noblesse is cutting first 90 chapters. Definitely Crunchyroll's to blame. Now, that's not entirely true, because Noblesse, in fact, did adapt the first 90 chapters. But do you want to know how they adapted?
Didn't they do
It's
it
in-
all in one OVA?
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is arguably worse.
I saw someone defending that too. Like,
Yeah.
they literally said, "Oh, just watch the OVA."
that just sounds like fucking everything I've heard from the Karakuri Circus anime adaptation, where it just like completely fucks it up.
I think like they definitely cut some stuff that is sad to see cut. Some of the ways they handled it I thought were fine. They're I also read it and watched it at the same time. Like, I'd watch the episode and then I'd like read the material that it covered. So overall I enjoyed the Karakuri Circus anime, but it is still like 40 volumes packed into 39 episodes.
Look,
so
can we just not let Crunchyroll adapting more webtoons? Because, like, here's what's happening right now. A lot of people in the animated community are now viewing these webtoons differently. Like, they're viewing them as like nothing but dumb action and bullshit, which is not true for any of them. Like, God of High School is probably one of the most technical martial arts things I've read, and they went and fucked around with it. They just fucked around with it because Unga Bunga, I need to have funny fights. So at this point, it's like Crunchyroll is 100% to blame. And all the signs are pointing to that. Because if the director of Tower of God didn't say, no, I'm not going to skip the entire first few chapters, then we would have had another God of High School. So you know what?
Well, no, when he says first arc, I assume they mean skipping season 1. Which means everything that like we saw would have just not happened. They would have just started adapting after that.
Yeah.
Which actually legitimately would have made it definitely worse than God of High School, because we would have had no introduction for anything going on.
Yeah,
it would have been fucking bananas.
No, because I want to get to the fighting. I want to see people.
I feel like Crunchyroll has a very high schooler mentality of like, just get to the good stuff. The other stuff doesn't matter.
Well, you know what? Considering their staff, that makes a lot of sense.
So I guess it's a good thing because, like, we've talked about how, like, you know, Jujutsu, even before we saw the first episode, how Jujutsu Kaisen was probably going to be the best patron-picked seasonal. And, like, oh, look, it doesn't have any Crunchyroll fuckery. So, you know.
Yeah, I don't see Miles Express's fucking Twitter account touching this thing. I'm like, fucking...
God, did he block me? I haven't seen anything from him on Twitter in, like, years. Did he block me somehow?
I muted him, so, like, I don't know. Ever since the drama days, I've had him muted. What?
What's his fucking... Hold on.
It's like he changed it to like kilometers or something because it's funny. I XD'd and
oh no, I've just never seen anything from him. Thank God too.
Yeah, no, it's not worth it. Everything from him is cringe. He insulted. He like said something about like if you use the Japanese names for a series, then you're a pirate. And it's like,
dude, that's so bad. I was thinking about making a video the other day. I might still make it because I've been watching like Gintama on Crunchyroll. And I have so many fucking gripes with that site as a service that I might want to make a video just complaining about. Because, like, the fact that, like, for example, on Crunchyroll, right?
Okay,
listen. Like, when I go to look up something on Crunchyroll, right? Like, okay, for example, Origairu. If you type in Origairu, it doesn't show up. If you type in, like, Yahari, or, like, you try to type in the actual name in Japanese, it doesn't show up. It only works if you type in
My Teen Romantic Comedy.
My Teen Romantic Comedy Snafu, and it's like it's so fucking
the shithole worst that, name, like the worst name of Jack.
Yeah, like, but it's the fact that like you know, Mal, you can type in like almost anything that would lead you to the series, and it'll show up, right? AniList does the same. All these other sites do that. Crunchyroll, you have to type in the exact fucking title that they decided, which can make it hard to find the show you want to watch, or even find out if it's on their platform. And
yeah, because a lot of them are for like MathWiz was legitimately confused about Otome Game because she had heard it by like 3 different titles, and she didn't necessarily know if they were all the same show. And that's right. So having an easy short, like having with Mal, if you type in any of those titles, you'll find the show. Because that's what you need. But on Crunchyroll, you can't. And now there are people who can't watch a show because they're like, Hamefura. Oh, it's not there. I guess I'll watch it on Kiss Anime.
Yeah, like they drive people to piracy by making it harder to use their fucking service. It's ridiculous.
Well, so you want to know what his reasoning was? Like, I remember arguing with him about this. Like, because I remember him saying this. And I was like, this is actually just fucked up that you said this. And I remember his argument was something like, well, no, it's just more common because Crunchyroll uses the official names, the official English license names. Like,
Crunchyroll decides the official names. They're the ones who license it.
Not necessarily, because it depends on if like Funimation or like. See, that's my thing. Is that like, arguably Crunchyroll is the best service, which is sucks to admit, but it is in terms of the legal ones the best one. Is it a good service?
No,
but
I mean,
like,
I would say maybe Netflix.
No, Netflix is the only one that's close, and it's like. The only issue with Netflix is really just that the selection is not as big as it should be,
and that Netflix doesn't help out for seasonals. But I think besides that, I think Netflix does like a fine job at it.
No, Netflix is like I use Netflix like if like when I'm rewatching Sword Art Online, I pick Netflix instead of Crunchyroll.
Yeah, I think if it's on Netflix, Netflix is the best watching experience. But outside of that, yeah, Crunchyroll is. I mean, it's serviceable, but works. It's not great.
No,
does Crunchyroll let you download episodes?
They just added 2. So there used to only be one tier that was like the $8 a month. They just added 2 more ones that you can pay for, and one of them allows you to like I think like the $10 or $15 a month you can download episodes.
Which is kind of cringe, but like here's the thing: I would 100% rather use Crunchyroll than whatever the fuck Funimation's is. what the fuck is Funimation's UI?
I've never tried to. I
It's
would rather
actually
kill
the
myself.
worst thing ever. It's actually the worst thing ever. I tried watching it. Shit buffered like 25,000 times. I just gave up and went on Kiss Anime that one time I tried to use it. Like, it's terrible. Like, I would never use it again. I don't even know what the fuck High Dive is.
Grand Theft Auto.
Unlucky. Well,
That's a funny one. I thought these two comments were funny because they were back to back. Weeaboo Club, the self-made hypocrite podcast, betrays its initial theme of standing every Dogakobo anime.
well,
We'll probably still watch those shows eventually, but we just didn't pick them.
Well,
and then there's like a...
I was gonna say,
sorry,
right now our
Robert.
list is only the cute girls shows, because I looked and they do have a history of like VN adaptions and stuff, but I'm not interested in those. So maybe we'll go to them
No.
when we watch all the cute girl stuff. We have plenty of that to get through first. So
because people were pointing out that 11 Eyes is like actually like the worst.
yeah, I don't care about because I think that's one of the adaptions that's not a cute girl thing, like which
Wow.
maybe we'll watch eventually. But
Craftsdwarf said, if you don't got cute girls, fuck you. You're not real.
look, tell me I'm fucking wrong.
I mean, you're not wrong.
He's
I'm
got
just
a point.
saying.
That's why Bear Art Online's good. Guitar Skater says, the Weeb Club betrayed its initial theme of lolly by skipping the new season of Gochiusa. I haven't seen any of the seasons,
I
yet,
have
so
to-
I have no like horse. in
I
the
have to.
race.
Hopefully, Crunchyroll does have it because then I'll watch it on their serviceable service. That is
No,
Funimation.
watching the lolly show. I see.
It's a good show.
Yeah, I'm sure you really
it made
like
me
it.
cry years ago. I don't remember why.
It's like a 6 out of 10.
Okay, time to kill yourself.
Just like Over the Rainbow.
Okay. So this is Nunmanji's last appearance of the week.
I love how toxic What is. I wanted to bring this up because, like, I'll be, What'll be like, I give One Piece an 8 out of 10, and me, whose favorite thing is One Piece, is like, okay, sure. And then all of us are like, I give Love Live Over the Rainbow an 8 out of 10, and What's like, how fucking
Well,
dare
not
you,
all
I'm
of
gonna
you,
end
not
you.
all of you. No, no, no.
Is it a 9?
Okay,
Is it a 9?
it was just
Correct.
me and Nun then. It was just
Well,
me
no,
and
see,
Nun.
Craftsdwarf, here's my reasoning. You're old and stupid, so it's fine. And also, your only experience watching it was from freaking like camera rips. So at that point, I'm just kind of like, whatever. It happened, whatever. Vindy.
Watch me rewatch it and still give it an 8.
Okay.
Chadsdorf.
I'm leaving now. Bye.
Let's go.
I'm
Oh,
leaving.
I'll miss you.
Anyway,
Do you have any
Oh,
comments to
dang
respond
it.
to? None or anyone actually? Or
I mean,
probably?
I haven't read them, so like.
Well,
Sad.
Vindy.
I mean, I
actually
saw
has
the
a
one
funny-
that said "What's black."
Well, speaking of Love Live, actually, real quick, Vindy actually has a really funny story for all of you.
Oh, I do have a funny fucking Love Live. Okay, so I watched Over the Rainbow today, right? Because I had to watch it to watch Nijigasaki. And as I was watching, I like DM'd What when I started the movie and sent some screenshots of the first song because it made me cry. And I sent him a couple screenshots throughout that. He would message me with the scene I was on as I was on it. Like, that man has seen the movie so many times that just from knowing when I started it, he would know where I was in the movie. Like, at one point, he said, like, are you ready for Tomboy and MILF? And then the MILF showed up. And all I said was, oh, there's the MILF. And he said, in exactly 1 minute, coins are going to rain from the ceiling. In exactly 1 minute, coins rain from the ceiling. And then at one point, he's like, are you ready for back-to-back Kino? And I was like, what? And he sent me a smiley face on the fucking frame that the Saint Snow song started. Like, the timing of it couldn't have been any better. It was fucking ridiculous.
Well,
Or he would, like, send me a quote that was said in the movie as it was coming up on the screen. It was fucking
yeah. What
ridiculous.
was one of them? I remember. What was one of them actually?
It was the Mobius.
Holy
you said
shit.
the Mobius
That's
short
terrifying.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, well, because he was saying here. I'll read some of the shit he was saying.
Oh yeah. No,
he
because
would say like, "Oh my god, I gotta fucking find it."
it's literally today that we fucking talked about it though, dude.
I know, but I'm scrolling up to get it. Okay, yeah, you were sending because you said you said I think in literally a minute coins fall from the ceiling, and then you said Yohane Eye right when she said Yohane Eyes, and then you said Toso Meso Mobius Loop right as it was in the movie. Like, it was legitimately scary the timing to which he would send me something and it would appear in the movie. It was like within like a minute every
Well,
time.
do you know how many times I've rewatched that film?
Like
I
15
know, but-
or 14.
But
It's 13.
the fact that you have a like innate sense of the pacing of the movie to the point where just from knowing when I started it, like, it got to the point where I was really hungry and also had to go to the bathroom. And I was like, I cannot leave or pause this movie because I don't want to mess up what's internal timing of where I am because I want to see how far this can go.
And it was the whole movie. It was actually just the whole movie.
It was scary.
Well, it happens. I'm actually broken because
No, you definitely are.
Because I was also doing the same thing for when he was. I was in my head. I was doing the same thing for when he was watching the Nijigaku episode, and I was like, huh. Because I also have memorized most of the events in the Nijigaku episode. And we'll do the test. We'll do the test when we get to discuss it. Because I legitimately have memorized when things happen in that episode.
The last thing I think that the last comment from the season I want to talk about is Gage said, Vindy, I'm on the witch's side. Also, Vindy doesn't know or pretends to know their actual names except for Echidna and Minerva and Satella. I don't care about any of the witches. I'm not on the witch's side. I'm on Minerva's side.
Well, actually, you know what? I have two comments before. Oh yeah, you're racist.
I'm a simp for Minerva, and that's just the fact of the matter. Okay, what are your comments?
So Generic MC has two. First of all, one of them says, "Oh, what's Bleach response videos comments have nothing on the comments from Vindy's Nart." Yeah, I did go back and check your fucking response because at least with mine, it's just a bunch of people saying I'm being mean with the extent of it. At least they're not like personally insulting me like they are.
They're all either calling me a Narutard, they call me obese, they call me stupid. I just respond to them and tell them to actually learn to read before they leave a comment.
You know, it's actually AIDS. Like, Big 3 discussion is the worst discussion. It makes me want to die. Like, I actually hate it so much.
I mean, I think the problem is, like, when people don't like them, they're so angry about it. Like, they have to, like, constantly be angry about it for years to come,
it's like
and rain on anyone who likes it.
There's this terrible idea that you have to like see flaws in everything, even if you like it. So people are like, they feel like they have to accept a bad take on something because, oh, that's a flaw. And so, like, I get so many comments like, even though I love Naruto, I can accept its flaws, unlike you.
You know what?
It's like, no, it's not about whether or not it has flaws. I don't think every female character is written the best.
You know what, Vindy?
However, I don't think the story is about fucking hard work overcoming natural talent because I have the ability to fucking read.
Vindy, can we make a video together? Because I've been getting that comment a lot too, and I'm kind of just sick of it. I'm sick and tired of these motherfuckers crying about.
This is gonna be a 2-hour episode, isn't it?
Yeah, it always is.
This is a long fucking episode.
Look, what makes you think the Love Live section isn't gonna be me fucking like bawling my fucking eyes out for like fucking like?
Well, you've already talked about it, so
I hope you cry.
Well, no, I've like analyzed it, but I haven't monkeyed out. Like I haven't actually monkeyed out about the episode because I'm gonna monkey out.
I guess Dot's comment was correct.
Well, yeah, Dot.
What's Dot comment?
Oh!
He said, "What's black?"
Oh yeah. Oh no. So then I said more black than Generic MC, and Generic MC's fucking. Oh, that brings me back. And the Generic MC comments, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know you had to be white to like Bo Burnham." Look, if you like Bo Burnham, you're a cracker mother. You're a cracker ass cracker. You fucking
to like Bo Burnham, you have to be white and be in your high school's drama club. That's just the fact of it.
Like the things that would be whiter than that is if your ass is watching Golden Girls and like fucking like. And like you're listening, or like if you're a teen, listen to My Chemical Romance, dude. That's the only way you're gonna be whiter than that. Like,
that's true. I've never seen any scene kids that aren't fucking white.
Right? I haven't seen a single. Maybe like Mexican, but they're like light skinned as fuck.
Yeah, and as a light skinned Mexican, I can tell you're pretty much treated as white. No, I mean I think the problem is to be a scene kid. It all stems from I hate my parents, so only white kids can have that kind of a problem.
Yeah, because if you're brown, if you're brown, the I hate my parents mentality gets your ass beat because they can.
Right? Yeah, like you have too many problems in your life to get onto the I hate my parents train.
I mean, like
only white people have so little problems that they can become scene kids.
This is unfortunate.
It's quite the discussion here.
All right, shall we move to Mahoka, or are we good on the?
Oh, Mahoka! Listen, I'm so mad at these two because they could have picked Mahoka season 2 for the seasonal. We could have had a fun time.
You could have picked it.
But I had priorities. I had priorities. Things were more important, and I don't regret it.
You're a fake stan.
Yeah, fake Mahoka fan.
Yeah, I'm a fake Mahoka fan, but a real Love Live fan. You know what? I'll take it. I'll fucking take it. God, the Mahoka episode was super fucking funny. Like, it was like re-listening to it back because I remember when we recorded it, I said it was a shit show, but listening to it back when I was editing, I was like, my God, this episode's fucking funny.
I haven't re-listened to it, but I did see the out of context Weeb Club clip. That was me looking up dojins for Mind Break dojins after. Well, because specifically it was after. I remember now because you mentioned apparently on the wiki like she hates men or is uncomfortable around them except for her brother or something like that.
So the exact wording that the wiki used was, she is repulsed at the thought of another man who isn't Tatsuya touching her. That was the exact wording that the wiki used. And I thought that was hysterical. That was the funniest shit I ever read. Like, the entire wiki is a fucking funny thing. And the first part of the episode begins with me just going like, so, Shiba Tatsuya, ST, Taurus Silver, TS, and they're the same initials as the fucking author, and you two just fucking lost it. That's how it started. That was so fucking funny.
Dot has a comment. He says, "Has anyone seen Joe?"
Oh man, has anyone seen him?
Yeah, where is he?
Well, Gene says, might I acquire if this particular sentence is in fact alluding to the Japanese animation by Araki that is known as JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, or more commonly known as JoJo? Autism.
Well, I don't know how someone would think that. Either way, I don't know how someone would think that Joe is JoJo's, but
no, because they're trying to force a JoJo reference. They know it's not JoJo, but they're trying to force a JoJo reference.
And then Dot says, "Nah, I'm talking about my son Joe. I lost him in the park. Thought the Weeb Club fans could help me find him."
I mean, they do frequent parks. So, like, you know, I would expect the Weeb Club fan to frequent playgrounds. So, like, you know.
And Kage Pro asks who Joe is. WattheWut asks who Steve Jobs is.
Who the hell is Steve
Dot
Jobs?
says Joe to Kage Pro. Then Mega Raffic says Dot the Dot.
Dan says tomorrow's Joe.
I mean, we
Dot
found
says,
him. But...
Are you implying that I might be unfunny? Gasp.
I mean, he is unfunny.
And then I responded seriously because I was hoping I would get got. And I said, I haven't. I need to get back to reading it. Rafael Racine says, not implying it, just stating it outright. And Craftsdwarf, take it away.
Joe Mama. Why are you laughing? It's not funny.
That's okay. I don't think you understand anti-humor, Craftsdwarf. The entire appeal behind anti-humor is that things aren't funny. You're laughing because they're not funny. That's the entire appeal behind anti-humor.
Yeah, it's the only way what can get a laugh out of people sometimes.
Well, okay, you know what, Nunmanji?
He's so unfunny, he has to be intentionally unfunny.
Well, maybe that's humor in and of itself. You ever think about that, dumbass? Yeah, exactly, bitch.
So Mad Trax has bad taste. He says, I only watched 1.5 episodes. I had to stop after, if she wasn't my sister, I'd make her my lover. I had to rewind Moonwalk that shit back when I saw that. Bitch, that's the fucking appeal.
No.
I would say, that's like the best line in the show.
No,
Hold on.
No.
Alright, I'm done with comments, so we have to move on to the fucking Reddit.
Oh, the Reddit's... Okay, so some backstory for some of the things in the Reddit. So what happened was, in my server, right, a bunch of Love Live fans joined the server. We boosted membership up by at least 120 members in the past week. He
was upset that the Vindy Nun server was less dead than his, so he had to get all of his Love Lives.
Okay, but anyway.
It's still kind of dead. That's the saddest part.
No. It's resulted in one of the funniest things I've ever seen. Because now a bunch of Hispanic accounts joined my server. And they've been, they were just in general, just speaking Spanish the entire time. And everyone was confused. So I didn't know what the hell was going on. I just replied with lyrics from Como Me Duele by Selena. And then they started going, hey, Selena! Anything for Salinas. And they were like, it was just that the entire time. And I just kept posting fucking lyrics like, ay, como me duele. And just
let's start from the newest one, or the oldest one rather.
No, but it's like literally like the four. No,
it's like at least the later one. So anyway, the first one is, whoa, it's Ultraman Stun Zed. Nunmanji, are you looking forward to watching Stun Zed after we finish Orb?
Man,
these nuts.
Okay, you should have said okay, well, whatever.
Sad.
I'm so confused.
I just didn't want to get got. I didn't want to get got, so I didn't know what to say.
Vindy
I knew what it was. I just didn't.
Yeah, I got it.
Just
no. Okay, Korean.
Look, the word because White got me with this because Zed it's spelled the same way as Zed. So I was like, what the fuck? It legit sounds like a made-up Ultraman name.
No. Legitimately, that sounds like an Ultraman name, too. Which is like, it's so easy to get got by that because it's literally just would be an Ultraman name.
Okay, but I get got by all of them. Every time I get added with one, I fall for it.
Yeah, no. Yeah. That's resulted in a fucking civil war in the Craftsdwarf server because I asked you, it's like, what do you think about Dragon? What do you think about Dragon, Vindy?
Fuck you,
Who
Dragon
the
knees
hell is
nuts across
Steve
your face.
Jobs?
Ligma ball.
That's my favorite part, is responding with like a different one.
No, it's so funny. Listen. Do you know how
Like now there's like this, I think
Okay.
someone made a was
how do
gonna
you
make.
turn Steve Jobs into one?
No,
Oh my
so
God,
no.
you're so
Look,
dumb.
the original Vindy, the original one that I know of is, did you know Steve Jobs died of ligma?
and
And then in the Watchmen parody, then Rorschach says, "Who the hell is Steve Jobs?" And then Dr. Manhattan goes, "Ligma balls," and then he blows him up.
No. What's funny about that one isn't just that he says that. It's the fucking dramatic music and the sound effects that happens when he says it.
Oh
It's
well,
like,
originally it's just a comic page. Then it was like someone made that version.
who the hell is
So
No. That version's so fucking funny though, because it's just like, it's a shame that Steve Jobs died of ligma, and like fucking bassy shit, and then Rorschach just like, what the hell is Steve Jobs? Ligma balls, and just this bass boosted.
right, well, like I think someone tried to do like a Gintama related one, or no, like they were gonna do a Gintama related one, and I go, oh, Gintama, written by Steve Jobs, like kind of like tying it back,
Family Guy.
to- yeah, so anyway, that's been another, like, that's the problem, is they're all referential memes to things that are happening on like our Discords, so there's no context if you're just watching
In
the
the
Weeb Club.
communities. So what we're getting at is, don't just listen to the Weeb Club. Become a part of the community.
Yeah, because there's
Join all 3 of our Discord servers. And here's the thing. Join all 3, but don't talk in what's. That server sucks.
listen.
You talk in Craftsdwarf.
The only thing that happens in what
Vindy,
server
that
is Dot asks you to play Among Us, which he does in all the servers anyway.
No. Let me tell you what happens in my server nowadays. So, like, what happens now is the Love Life fans spam the Rabu Raibu chat. They do that. Then they bring it into general. And in general, the 3 Hispanic accounts are just fucking speaking, having conversations entirely in Spanish. And then every time I bring up Selena, they fucking start, "Hey, Selena!" the entire time. And then, like...
I find it. Oh, go ahead.
What? And then Dot fucking like asks people for Among Us games. That's what happens on my server now.
I find it funny that the Love Live accounts are like actually active in the Love Live chat in general a little bit, but like they won't engage with any other chat. Like
Well, because they don't.
they're the only
care about
hope that
any
your
of it.
server could be okay, but they won't.
Well, no, because honestly, what would you expect? Because that's the only chat I talk. Well, actually, no. Shitting on people has been,
But that's because Crafts got rid of his.
I know.
The great fucking Dragon D's. No, that wasn't the Dragon D's.
It was because of Dragon D's nuts. It was
No, well, it was.
No,
it
it was
because of
something
that
else. It was
and 'cause
something
of
else.
The other thing, yeah.
The
I
Dot
mean-
thing.
Well, you
Yeah.
made it worse, so like it's your fault.
Me?
Yeah, you.
I just like-
said cringe.
I just like how some
anyway,
people are so desperate to shit on things, they go over to what server. Like, I actually expected some people to stop and, like, just stop, but, like, no, they actually went over there to shit on things.
Yeah, I know, it's really funny.
It's so sad.
Like, I think the issue with my server is dead is because there's so many like fracture, like Vindy and Vindy, the Nunmanji server and the Craft server are like unified. Like there's like one solid community that's there, but mine is like these fucking like a bunch of fucking territories that just fucking cross over every once in a while. It's the fucking funniest thing ever.
Well, what's funny is all the people in the Vinmanji and the Craft server are in the what server?
But they're not active there at all. They're only active on the Nunmanji and Crash servers.
Because like there's more shonen discussion happening in your guys than there is in mine. So like obviously they're gonna fucking talk in yours and not in mine.
Have you noticed what name I changed your server to? Like, I did it a while ago. I don't think you've noticed.
You changed it to the fucking toxicity chamber. Yeah, I saw. You changed my name. You changed it before it's the Nunmanji. Somebody changed it to the Nunmanji hive mind. And I was just like, okay, let it happen.
Remember when we discussed anime on this podcast? Me
No.
Hold
neither.
on, we have to get through the Reddit. We
I
have
know.
to get through the
Korean
Reddit.
art style Weeb Club.
That's so funny. That's so funny.
What makes me laugh about this is okay, the way it is on What and Eyes, it's actually such a good Photoshop job that it took me a second to realize.
I might not have realized it if not for like mine, which is obviously horrible and
Oh,
awful.
no,
but
listen,
like,
listen. So here's the thing. The left and right are the God of High School webtoon, and then the one in the middle is the God of High School anime. So, that's all it is. Like that's all it is.
anyway, then next is the truest thing ever. Vindy be like.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
That's so funny. That's so funny. This is ball-tastic.
If Chitoge,
No,
you
let's
know,
reenact this. Reenact this.
That's my squeaking.
Who's gonna say this is baltastic?
Oh, I'm supposed to say this is baltastic.
I see. So I wanted to become a ball and be kicked by her.
Let's fucking go.
Oh my god, yeah, okay, so I'm fucking pissed about this. Hey,
The
Vindy,
next one is
it's
actually
movie
the most
night.
accurate thing.
Hey, Vindy, you coming to movie night this time? Vindy.
You know, when I saw this, I laughed for maybe 20 minutes.
Look, when I saw all of these, I fucking laughed my ass off. I love the Reddit. I love the people posting on the Reddit.
Well, this one's just so funny because it's so true. Because every time you're like, "Hey," you're like you'll just say like,
Yeah,
"Hey,
you know, 'cause
movie night next week is this movie. Vindy better be there."
And he
I
never
don't
shows
say
up.
anything.
Look,
it's like movie night.
That's actually
tomorrow.
toxic. Because,
Vindy, you better.
look, Vindy, that's actually just
I don't say
toxic because I want to hang out with you and I want to watch a movie with
I
you.
know, but every time you say that, it's like okay, you've done what, 3 movie nights?
I think it's been 4 now.
Okay.
I mean, you did Bleach. You did the.
I made both Love Live movies.
Whatchamacallit.
And I did Weathering with. God, Weathering.
Yeah,
with
Weathering
such
with
a
You.
fucking. Oh my god, fucking.
All of them. So I mean, the ones in September. Like the problem was in September, I had my streams, and some of the times I hadn't streamed yet the day, and because I had to stream every day, I was like, okay, I have to stream. Bleach, I didn't have to do anything, but the thing with the
I see.
one of them I had a WWE pay-per-view to see. The Bleach one, the problem is because I want to do a podcast on it, I didn't want to make my first viewing of the movie in a Discord call with a bunch of people that are all talking and screaming and being
Well,
dumb and
I mean,
stupid.
people just mute now.
Yeah, I kind of mute them.
Oh, they just
yeah, we
mute
just
now?
mute now. Yeah, I've told you that, and you ignored me.
Oh, well, maybe I'll be there for that. What movie are you watching?
Bunny Girl Senpai movie is the next one because that's what.
Oh, I haven't seen that show, so I can't.
Yeah, I know because.
Yeah, same.
So, yeah, which is unfortunate. There were fucking like 26 people during the Love Live watch through, and I think there's gonna be more now that it like have people joining, which is unfortunate.
Did you shield? I didn't watch your Love Live review because I
yeah.
watched the episode right before. Okay, you okay?
Yeah,
That was my question.
because it's fun.
Yeah, makes sense. Okay, next is Hi, I'm WattheWut, which is I guess Drock and
Yeah, they were playing an Among Us game. And they fucking. I think these are just randos that they did in a random game, and they got all of them to say hi and what the what. Now this one, the fucking friendship ended with Setsuna. Now Selena's my best friend. That's actually so fucking funny because that's been my server the entire time. Every time there's like a Love Live discussion happening, sometimes at random, I'll just fucking type the lyrics for Como La Flor, and they'll be like stop, and then the 3 fucking Hispanic accounts come and be like, hey.
See, I'm glad that someone explained this one to me because I don't think I've ever been as confused as I was in the moment when I first saw this. I just had no context and was
What, the Selena one?
honestly, frankly, a little scared.
What, the Selena one?
Yeah.
It's so funny though. It's the funniest thing that's ever happened because like now like Kage Pro's like actually upset. She's like whenever I say like all we gotta do is post gifs of Selena now, and they fucking like start freaking out. They're like, no, not again, and then the war happens again for like a straight hour. It's the funniest thing.
Yeah, well, I was just now I understand how our viewers feel when we start making all these in jokes that I have no idea. Because I saw this, and the only thing that hit me was because I also saw this before I saw Nijigasaki, so I didn't know who Setsuna was. So it was just pure confusion across the board.
Yeah, you know what that was actually? Was that like I think there were like some of the Love Live accounts that follow me were in my server, and they were like Setsuna supremacy, and they were trying to fight back against the Selena love, and it was just like it was an actual war going on in my server. It was so funny.
So anyway, the next one is Vindy and Nunmanji server is Nun and Vindy watching bird ass.
Yo, Margaret kind of got a fucking dumpy though.
All right, man.
I'm never talking to you again.
Yeah, I can't handle you, dude.
Vindy, you gotta be a furry and a scaly and a feathery. Like, come on. Stop
I mean, he's a
playing to your
rat.
type.
It's
I
fine.
fucking can't stand this man, dude. I can't stand him.
Anyway, the next one is WattheWut server. I'm not locked in here with you. You're locked in here with me, which
Yeah,
is true because I have
that
a
is
feeling if
true.
I tried to leave, he'd just like force me back somehow.
I mean, yeah, probably that probably would happen. If I'm
He would find some kind of way to be like as passive aggressive as possible
Yeah.
to like force you to come back.
probably.
Next one is I agree. Let them fuck.
No, God, no.
I mean, you know what? If like I said in the episode, so if he can make it so that there's no downsides, like if he solves the Down syndrome, whatever the fuck,
You're so fucked up.
thing, what do you call it? When you have sex and have a kid with someone you're blood related to, there's like genetic defects, right? If he can solve that, let him fuck. I don't give a shit. You know, if he's going to go that far to fuck his sister, dude, you know what? You deserve it at that point.
The Crash server is going to eat this up. It's a good podcast for them.
Oh my god. God, I hate... Maybe that's why, right? Maybe it's because the Craftsdwarf server people really love talking about incest so much, and maybe my server's not as comfortable with it.
Well.
I like this dot one. Lol, we're all pedophiles. Ha ha ha. JK. It's all a joke, right? Unless... What he's forgetting is that Crafts and I, at the very least, know what JK actually stands for. It's not just kidding.
Yeah.
So I'm not... I can't hang around with you. Y'all are sick. I can't take it. Like for me, it's...
I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that means.
I don't know what they're referencing.
I don't know what it means. I don't know what it means, but I'm 100% sure it's going to be something fucked up. So I'm just...
Can you believe these two, Craftsdwarf?
Don't even use X hentai.
Yeah, I'm not... Yeah, y'all are fucking weird, and I can't stand you. Like, y'all are just fucking, like... Y'all are fucking apes. I can't stand you.
WattheWut isn't funny, but then
funny.
and then there's anything for Selena.
Con tanto amor, me diste
Those hobbies
tú,
started by close friends
se
and typically kept within that
marchitó.
circle
Pero
or guidelines within the games that everyone involved is happy
como
to
me
follow them.
duele.
I have no idea what meme this is parodying.
Como me
No, just
duele.
remove the Love Live faces. It's not really a meme. It's just supposed to like, oh, this is why everything gets worse because it allows women and minorities in.
Oh, okay.
Like
yeah,
it's
I
from
agree.
4chan. Oh,
Cada vez que lo veo pasar.
Well, okay, I'm sorry. I take that back. I agree with that. The first part of that. We can let minorities in, but women are not allowed.
You're.
anyway, let's start. Play the OP for Dragon Quest.
Oh, we're playing the best part of Dragon Quest?
So guys,
Wow.
are you ready? Nunmanji hates me for this, so I'm gonna start and I'm gonna stop talking. The show looks very pretty. Like I really like the way the show looks in terms of like the visuals, and the fight scenes were cool. Okay, I'm done. Go ahead and talk.
Okay, so I have one thing to say. This is the biggest negative thing I'm going to say against this show, really quickly. There was that opening scene where it had like a CG like shot of the island coming in, and everything was CG until it switched to a 2D animation of Dai riding a monster. Do you guys know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I thought
Okay.
that wasn't that bad considering like
It was in 24 frames per second, which normally I don't think it's a bad thing when anime CG's in 24 frames per second, because anime is 24 frames per second. But I think because the camera was in motion, and maybe it's because I'm a fucking gamer, but like seeing like that much CG in 24 frames per second, like it was so choppy, it legitimately like made my fucking head hurt. And so like that, like I understand why they did that CG shot, and like all the rest of the times when just the monsters were CG, I actually didn't think it was a problem at all. I had no problem with it. But when the entire shot was CG, as it was zooming in past the water and like the entire island, that shot legitimately like made my fucking head hurt.
not
I
really.
mean, I don't know what you're talking about because I watched it
actually-
like 3 days ago.
Yeah, I actually
or
don't know
2
what
days
you're
or
talking about in
something.
terms of that.
It's like the first shot of the show after it talks about the heroes, when it's like it's essentially the establishing shot as it goes
when,
into
when he's
die.
like flying in. I didn't have a problem with it. Maybe it's because I don't know, because I didn't think like in terms of like CG, at least comparatively, it wasn't that bad considering like what a lot of things are.
Well,
I wouldn't
you're
say it's
also-
good, but I
No, it
didn't
wasn't
think it
good.
was bad. Like yeah, because it they definitely like stood out a little bit. And it wasn't super integrated well, but it didn't look bad either. Because they're just monsters. They're already So I didn't mind it.
those fucking
Yeah, I mean-
monsters.
in
Get them
general-
out of my
in
general.
country. Throw them over the
Again,
wall.
the CG, the rest of the show, I didn't mind at all. I wouldn't say it was good, especially because the season also has the best CG I've ever seen in an anime.
Yeah. We'll talk about that.
In it, but it was just that one shot of like the zoom in, and then after that, I had no problems with the CG, but just that one shot definitely gave me like a headache. And then like I just paused it for a second. I went pee. I came back and everything was fine. So
So maybe it was actually the pee in your balls.
Craft's kind of weird.
That's kind of weird. That's kind of weird, Champ. Like,
Crafts is really obsessed with the
Yeah,
pee in my
man.
balls.
Man, that was kind of weird, Champ. That was kind of Pepe weird. You
Well,
know what I'm
look, I'm just like noticing a correlation here. If you have pee, CG makes your head hurt, but
it's
when
kinda-
you
I need
after
to
you're
pee.
empty,
I need to pee right now, but I don't have a headache.
you're not watching any CG, are you? Test it. Test it right now. Watch a random part of the Dragon Quest episode. Watch a random part of Love Live.
This is kind of Pepe
Science.
weird.
This is
weird.
weird.
Dude, Grass really, he's really concerned about the pee in my balls.
I don't know. No one's questioning the pee in the balls part.
And you don't want to see the pee in your balls. Let it out. It's for me, Craftsdwarf.
No, I actually really like the episode though. Oh, okay. I have a quick question. Okay, so this is something I think we need to do with almost everything we talk about. What experience does everyone here have, not only with Dai's Great Adventure, but with Dragon Quest as well?
So,
because
Vindy,
this is an adaptation.
You already
Yeah,
know
no,
the answer with me. I'm not going to answer.
I'm assuming
Right, so
you
what's is
don't.
nothing?
Not zero whatsoever. So I played Dragon Quest 1 and 2 on the Game Boy.
Okay.
Like it was both of them in the same game. Literally when I was a child. Like
Okay.
the
So
Game Boy
how
was a
fucking
relevant
long ago was
console.
that, Craftsdwarf?
It was 90s.
No, it wasn't the fucking 90s.
No,
The 90s were only
no.
20 fucking years
What do
ago.
you mean it wasn't the 90s? The Game Boy came out in the 90s. What? The 90s were literally 30 years
Yeah,
ago.
I know, but Craftsdwarf is not playing that shit
It
during
was
his
like the
childhood.
late 90s.
Crafts was around with the dinosaurs. Come on. He must be
his
confusing
child-
that
his
for
child-
Dragon Quest.
Exactly,
Because
right?
I know this because I wasn't playing it on the Game Boy Advance, which came out in like 2000 or 2001.
Yeah.
Okay, but
So I was
that's
playing it in the 90s.
Okay,
Okay,
but
so you were playing it in your 780s,
yeah,
not
exactly,
in your 800s.
dumbass.
You get it.
And Jesus Christ, trying to confuse me. Think I'm fucking gullible like
Anyway,
that?
so I don't really have any much memory of it. I got to the final boss, I know there's like an after final boss thing. I got to Demon King, or Demon Lord in the first one, and I got towards the end of the game in the second one. I had a strategy guide. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. But
those
anyway,
stone
so other than that, I
tablets?
have no experience with Dragon. No, I did try to play Dragon Quest 4 on DS a few years ago, and I played a little bit at the beginning. So I have minimal experience with the games. I haven't read or touched Dai's Great Adventure. I do know about a bit about the history of Dragon Quest and Shonen Jump, because Shonen Jump's actually part of the reason that it started as a game. Because there's an interview by Torishima, who was Toriyama's editor, and because Shonen Jump would do gaming articles, and so in order to do a series of articles about how a video game is actually developed, they helped I think it was Square do Dragon Quest. And part of the reason why is Shonen Jump involved? Well, they brought in Toriyama to do the character designs because he's notable Shonen Jump author. So in other words, so the fact that Dai's Great Adventure is a Jump manga is really fitting because Dragon Quest has a history with Shonen Jump basically. So and it's also it's the biggest video game franchise in Japan. So
Right.
We talked about it during Cautious Hero, how it's super influential to a lot of isekai. Why do they have Demon Lord characters? Because of Dragon Quest, and heroes and all that kind of stuff. So I know that I know more trivia about it, but I don't have much experience with Dragon Quest itself. So
I guess I'll go next.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. You go.
Wow.
I mean, mine's short anyway, so that's why I wanted to go.
Oh, okay.
I really haven't played Dragon Quest. I've only played the demo on the Switch, so that's not really much of anything. I've been interested in trying it out, but I don't really know anything about it.
I have 40 hours, I think, in Dragon Quest 11. I'm halfway through.
So you've played a Dragon Quest game by far the most recently of any of
Oh
us.
yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, I played it. So a year ago when it came out. Within 2 months, I put 40 hours in it. I actually really liked the game. I want to get back to it at some point and finish it. I think part of the problem is just that again, I am 40 hours in and I'm halfway through the game and I haven't played the game in close to a year now. But I knew enough to where I recognized a lot of the monsters. Not all the monsters that we'd seen, but most of them I'd already fought in the game. So they were
I could not
I
name
recognized
them
from that.
I recognized them, but I definitely could not name any of them.
Some of them I could name. I could name a golem. It's there's the one that's a platy something. Plata, whatever.
Yeah. No. I know the one you're talking about. Right.
Yeah, all the monsters I saw, I remembered fighting recently. The spell names I remembered using. I thought it was cool that like the spell names in the like obviously, you know, they're gonna keep the spell names consistent, but obviously like they're not saying the spell names in the language that we speak. So I did like that the translation they at least kept consistent, where they made sure that the translation of the spell names was the same as what the spell names is in the game.
Right, like,
because they very easily could have not done that.
Right,
It would have been way worse.
Because an example is like the basic fire spell is called Mara in the original Japanese because that's what they're saying, but they've translated it as Frizz, which is I guess how the game's localization translated it. So yeah, which was cool.
Because if they just translated as, you know, fire or whatever, it wouldn't have been as I think fun as someone who's played a Dragon Quest game. But the fact that they made sure to keep all of the spell names and, you know, all of the monster names and everything, I'm sure throughout of it will be consistent, and that's a really nice thing to see because it kind of keeps that like feel that you're watching essentially an anime that's set in the Dragon Quest, whatever.
Right, sort of, because I've seen Pokemon subtitles that use like translations, like they just use the original Japanese Pokemon names and the moves and stuff, where it's like, which I feel like would be confusing because now you have to relearn it, and it's like, that sounds like it sucks.
Yeah, well, for that I've played like no Sun and Moon, but I've watched like 30 episodes of the Sun and Moon anime. So like, Beware, I originally knew it was like whatever the fuck his Japanese name is, Kitaraguma, and then there's the first fucking whatever the fuck he is. I know his Japanese name is Kapkuko Keko, and I don't fucking know what his English name is.
Tapu Koko.
Okay, thank you. I like.
Also,
I only
how
know
the
his Japanese
fuck
name.
is it one of your favorite anime, but you only seen 30 episodes? I thought you seen more than that.
It's not on my favorites anymore. It was for a while. I haven't seen it because I was originally watching it with people, and then they stopped wanting to watch it. And then I just haven't wanted to turn it back on. It's off my 4x4 because Gintama and Love Live are on there, but that's besides the point. We'll get to that. I didn't say that. Shut up, what?
Whoa.
Yeah, I did like the moves showing up because, like, I only recognize them because, you know, the characters in, like, there's a Dragon Quest character in Smash. So, like, I do know some of the move names. So, like, yeah, I was recognizing them when they said them.
I love Smash Brothers.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up. I literally knew you were going to do that.
Brothers, dude.
I think another cool thing was that, like, it was very clear. I don't know if you caught on to this, Crafts, because, again, it was when you were a kid. But, like, when they were showing those scenes of, like, the hero that they're talking about in the beginning, the hero was very clearly modeled after Erdrick, which makes a lot of sense because that's the hero from the first 3 Dragon Quest games. Or the hero that, whatever, in the first 3 Dragon Quest games is, like, the most important character in those.
Well, because like as I understand it, like basically like, the legacy of the hero is super important. Like as in like literally the descendant of the hero becomes the next hero, sort of.
Yeah.
So yeah, in the Game Boy Color game, it was translated as Loto, Loto, because it's on the Game Boy, a much smaller screen. So they actually had to change it compared to the Super Nintendo versions because like they had way less screen. You know, if it was an 8-character name, it couldn't fit on the in the text bubbles as easily. So, but yeah,
sad.
Well, and so I like that. You know, it was clearly the hero that they're talking about that like this series like kind of Dai is looking up to and wants to try to be like is the hero that, especially when this came out, people who had played the Dragon Quest games would have, you know, enjoyed.
Yes, I've heard
they would know him and stuff like that.
Yeah, I've heard that this doesn't take place like in the same like, or it's not a direct like it's apparently most inspired from Dragon Quest 3, but it's not like directly tied to any one Dragon Quest game, so it is like standalone basically. Is like, you know, provided you know the franchise enough, I suppose. But yeah, so. Anyway, I guess my thoughts on the episode is, it looked really cool. I don't know, I'm interested. There was a hot lady at the end.
Well, she wasn't the hottest lady in the opening.
I didn't say that, but she's...
Oh, no, that lady in the opening's pretty cute. Can I just say something really quick? So I watched Dragon Ball Super as it was airing, right?
Okay.
Okay.
I have to check eventually to see if this is the same staff behind Dragon Ball Super, because it was the same animation style, it was the same thing they were doing, but it looked way more consistent. Like, it was actually really clean looking the entire time. And I feel like from their experience with Dragon Ball Super, or at least they had the time to go through it, right? And that's what I felt like watching it, because especially as someone who was watching Dragon Ball Super during the beginning when it was airing, and towards the end when it was airing, it has the same sort of, I can tell it has the same sort of animation staff, but they were like way more like aside from the CG, they were like more consistent with the way they're.
Yeah, you definitely have to check individual staff members because like Toei has multiple like big projects going on at the same. Like right now they're doing One Piece, Precure, and Dragon Quest. So like they have they probably have team members going between projects, but then they'll have core staff. So I would assume this would be the direct because after Dragon Ball Super aired, they did the one Gegege, the supernatural yokai show, and I guess I don't know what they did between that and Dragon Quest, but Precure's always going, One Piece is always going, and then I guess they have like another group that they did Super, and now they're doing Dragon Quest, I guess. So I don't know.
Whoever does the a lot of the animation for it. Like you can tell when something is like a Toei animation show because there's that like where they do that weird thing where it's like the cameras like zoom in towards their face and they move real fast towards it. That kind of weird look it has. They do that in a lot of Toei shows. Like even in Precure you see it sometimes.
I'd probably recognize if you saw it, but I can't
I can't really describe it. It's such a weird thing to like describe. Right, I would have to show you because I can't even describe what the fuck they're doing sometimes.
Mm-hmm. I guess like the only thing about the animation that I wonder about is like, is it gonna always be this consistent since the show's gonna be like 100 episodes?
Wait, is Dragon Quest
like
really
I don't
100 episodes?
That I haven't heard any substantiation to that. I can see it being long, but maybe not 100. I don't know. And will it be 100 episodes straight, or will it be broken up into seasons? Like,
I mean, for what I understand, it's straight, but
and it's Toei, so I could see it being like one long production, but
but the manga's also 37 volumes, so it's 37 volumes, right? So obviously it'd be long either way, but the one thing is because it's done, it's not going to be something like with One Piece or with
Dragon Ball Super
or something, right? Where they necessarily have to try to adapt along with something else. They can just do it at whatever pace they feel is best, and so they don't have to add like filler or stuff that doesn't matter.
Yeah,
like they can
and it's fucking Dragon Quest.
It.
The manga was super popular enough as it was, and it's based on like a super popular franchise. So
no, but Dragon Quest
taking a year break isn't gonna kill it. Basically,
no, but Dragon Quest is dumb and bad because I'm American, have never played it, so the importance doesn't matter to me. A Westerner.
I don't even know who you make fun of half the time anymore.
No one does. I don't have much about to say about the story yet. I mean, Dai's fine. It's Pokemon.
I love that he makes friends with the monsters. Yes.
I think, that's like literally my favorite thing about the episode was how I guess I just expected it to be like they don't give a fuck about the monsters and they would just like
I expected them to be fighting them and stuff.
Yeah, but like I like how he's friends with them.
Oh yeah, well,
and they have the whole thing about humans.
Like mind controls the monsters, which is fucked. And I wonder if they're going into that more. But you were saying, man, sorry, I interrupted.
Can't believe Dragon Quest is Yu Hakusho. I mean, anyways.
Did you know that despite only making up 13% of the population, monsters commit 50% of the crime?
I can't believe Monster Hunter. I can't believe Weeb ripped off Monster Hunter. Question mark?
That's a different fucking. Okay.
Okay, the joke. Okay, never mind. You fucking.
I mean, like, I can't see the series, like, super going into that whole thing about the humans, being kind of racist against the monsters. But I did like that, the monsters weren't just pieces of shit. Or, like, they didn't just, like, or people aren't able to just kill monsters. And, like, the slimes are obviously very friendly. So it'd be kind of weird if, like, people were just killing them and not caring. So, like, I liked that.
Well, that's what I thought it was the king at the end. It wasn't even necessarily, like... They mentioned that the monsters on that island were all docile, which makes it not all monsters are docile, but then also the idea that like the king, when the king was talking at the end, he said, "You took a hostage, not you took a monster hostage." Like to the king at least, them taking the golden medal slime hostage was akin to taking a person hostage, which is interesting, and I want to see more of that like idea, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, one thing I was going to say, because like I did make a joke about Pokemon, but obviously this came out way before Pokemon. I don't know when the first Dragon Quest Monsters game came out, but Dragon Ball was definitely a thing, and it had like the capsules, and just a little bit, Ultra 7, the main character, like would use capsules to bring out literally giant kaiju, or a robot in one case, to help him in battle, so like that's apparently was a big influence to how Pokemon, like, because it was even going to be named capsules at some point, so... just a little bit, because it does predate Pokemon, but the way it's used is obviously super reminiscent of Pokemon.
Listen, I'm a Westerner, and my only awareness of media is Pokemon. So
basically
Pokemon influenced this somehow.
Right. This must be ripping off Pokemon somehow. Exactly.
I'm gonna be seeing a CBR article within a couple weeks saying that like Dragon Quest is influenced by Pokemon. Guaranteed, I will see that article.
That's why I wanted to bring it up. So even if it's just in our small fan base, at least someone fucking knows that Ultra 7 did it way first. At least compared to Dragon Ball
Toku's
or
for man
Dragon
children.
Quest
Shut
or
up.
Pokemon.
It's made to sell toys.
Right.
It's made to sell toys
there.
only. By the way, watch
Yeah,
my
especially
fucking...
Shibuya 15.
Yeah.
I think Japanese children did it first when they fucking caught bugs in the forest, which is what Pokemon is based off of.
There.
You know what, Vindy? I'm gonna make a 1 hour video about a Toku inspired show, and then just fucking write off all of Toku. That's what I'm gonna do.
Alright, we get it. Do we have any more to say? None keeps getting cut off.
I hate Nunmanji though. I hate him. He sucks.
No.
Sad. I mean, I did have something to say, but like I also forgot. But give me 1 second. Let me see if I can remember.
Yeah, I gotta let his fucking slow mind fucking.
Yeah.
Why are you so toxic? You're the one who's been working on your fucking thumbnails this entire time.
I'm still talking,
and yet you're being the most toxic.
I don't know what to tell you. I've been talking. We haven't.
I know, but I'm saying you're so toxic for someone who's
anyway,
making
yeah,
thumbnails.
the king being like a fine person was nice. It was just the fake heroes who were shitty.
Craftsdwarf, what were you doing this episode?
Watching it?
No. What were you doing in this episode? That small green.
Oh. I was bitching at Dai for being a useless little shit and not learning magic, apparently.
I really like the idea, actually. I guess this is one thing. I like the idea that he wants Dai to be a mage. Dai clearly should not be using magic. Like, this man has no skill in it. And he wants to be a hero, and now he's kind of being forced into being a hero against, his, I don't know what you would call it, his surrogate father's wishes.
Unlucky, I think.
Mm-hmm. Well, and what
I like.
What I did kind of notice about that is that, like, magic is really strong. Like, it completely turned the tide of the battle on the boat when, because first he had the surprise advantage with his monsters, but then, like, once they sort of got their shit together and started using magic, it completely went against their favor. Like, it is really strong, so, it makes sense for Dai to be capable of it, to, have or at least have party members capable of it, to, have a fighting chance, sort of. So I did
that's a cool, like, I'm guessing that girl would be the person who uses magic, is probably what it,
Yeah, apparently the Sage is, like, a really strong class in Dragon Quest. Like, it's harder to get, but they're really powerful, apparently. So, I don't know the full details, though. I haven't played any of the games.
Man, Craftsdwarf said, I don't know anything about Dragon Quest. Let's talk about it.
You're like really quiet.
Well, I was also like trying to like maybe have Vindy come in and explain better because he's maybe knows more.
What makes you think Vindy's gonna say anything aside from hot lady?
About what? Dragon Quest?
Yeah.
About like the magic systems and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't know what the Sage. Like I only kind of know about the Sage class, which was specifically mentioned in the episode.
I mean, the only thing I kind of know is like recently I started whatchamacallit, Guru, and like it literally has the girl, like they basically said the girl has a lot of potential because she's a mage and she could like turn the tides of like basically everything if she gets better at magic. So like I guess from that it's kind of similar to what Dragon Quest is doing. I would think.
But in Dragon Quest, there's a difference between the Sage and the Mage class. Like, there was a Mage in the evil heroes, but that's different. I don't know. Maybe some of the comments can explain it because no one out here knows. So anyway, I guess we can move on to Jujutsu Kaisen.
Yes.
Yeah, because that's what I said about the classes is just like in the game, at least from my memory, no one's really called like a class. I mean, I think in 11 you can spec into classes, but I don't remember it being like specific.
Yeah, well, because
there's someone who maybe is a sage because he's this like old fucking man who joins your party. But other than him being a speed old man,
maybe it's supposed to, like by Dragon Quest 11, like especially considering Japan, they kind of know the classes intrinsically, so like they could just see the character and recognize what class they're supposed. Because in Dragon Quest,
or like what abilities.
Because Dragon Quest 3, you literally make up your party from like you recruit from the various classes and stuff. So there's a little bit there's more focus on that. Like they're not. I guess they're not their own individual characters. They're just the class, so to speak.
Well, it could also be maybe as Dragon Quest has gone away from that and gone into making more each separate member of the party classes, they've gone less away from like it being an actual class specific thing, which is something I know Final Fantasy has done as well. Like there's the job system in older Final Fantasies, and then as Final Fantasy adapted more into the members of your party being characters, the job system went away and it started being more about the actual characters you have in the party.
Right, and especially like I mentioned, Dragon Quest Dai's Great Adventure scene apparently takes from Dragon Quest 3. It was a super popular entry in the franchise,
Right.
So again, so. And none of us have played it. So anyway, I guess we should probably move on.
God, Jujutsu Kaisen, here we go. Okay.
No.
I'm not gonna be toxic. I'm not gonna bring up the tweet. That's
First,
I just wanted to talk about how good cool the LP was and move on.
Okay, but
I watched it.
First
twice.
thing on his mind is toxicity.
It's always is.
First things first. What is everyone's past history with Jujutsu Kaisen?
I read it up to somewhere in the current arc where I literally had no idea what was going on because I started reading Jujutsu Kaisen when I was going to do the weekly jump reviews like Vindy did before I gave him the idea to do it.
Wow.
And so I was kind of forcing myself to read it, and so I wasn't super into it. I did like parts of it, and I'm glad to be going back through it, but that's basically my history. So I've already gone through probably all the material that will be adapted. Basically, yeah.
Easily.
Yeah, no, definitely, yeah. So
I have never read it, but I was about to read it until the adaptation was announced, and I was like, well, fuck.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
no,
right.
I actually was, because here's the thing. It's the same thing that happened with Act Dodge.
Inspired by Bleach.
Yeah, that's literally all it takes me to. All it takes for me to read something now is just say funny Bleach, and I go, oh, Bleach.
This fucking guy.
And then you give it a 10 just because it's inspired by Bleach.
Well, okay, don't bring that's an old.
that
word.
only
That's a
happens to
fucked
the
up-
manga that shall not be named.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
He literally said the name of it earlier. I don't know what you want me to say.
I did not say it earlier. I literally.
You literally
did.
said it. It's in the
You
recording.
literally said it.
When did I say it?
You
Bitch,
literally did.
You literally just
literally
Yes,
didn't say-
you actually
not-
You
did.
said it was the Act Dodge thing.
I did not say
I didn't hear it.
I did not say that. You can look at.
Well, Crafts is an old man, and me and Vindy heard it. It happened.
Crafts, you know what, Crafts, don't even go back and play it. Just put text on the screen saying yes right now.
No, it's not going to be in there, and you're going to be wrong again. But whatever.
We'll see.
Whatever, man. It's okay.
We'll see.
Whatever,
Anyways.
man. Anyways.
None, what's your experience with JJK?
I haven't read it, so I don't really have any experience.
Okay, so yeah, we won't spoil past what's been adapted. So.
I'm current on the manga. And I have gone on record, and I will continue to go on record. Jujutsu Kaisen is the most consistent manga in Shonen Jump right now.
Okay.
It is consistently a 7 out of 10 every week.
Okay, well.
It's had moments actually where I really liked it. And I'm happy to see that the best man in the manga was in the opening. But I would not say that JJK is like anything super fucking crazy good. It's also not bad at all. Like this episode reminded me, I think part of the problem with the current arc for a while was that we hadn't seen Itadori in a hot minute, and I really like Itadori. And so I think that there are things I really like in Jujutsu Kaisen. And I'm glad at least because one of my favorite parts of the manga is the art. And I'm glad that the anime looks good visually. Otherwise, one of my favorite parts of the original source
But the
material
art's bad.
would be completely destroyed. Okay, you're fucking
Vindy,
stupid.
this show is fucking beautiful. Like, that's...
Yeah, I know.
Insane. I don't...
I would say it does a good job at capturing the visuals of the manga. Obviously, the manga looks a little bit rougher because that's part of the manga style. But this does do its own version of that. And I think that what it does well is, when the highlight of okay, for example, right? And I know you like this show, but I'm gonna shit on it a little bit.
Wow. Toxic.
So I think that I would say a highlight of Dr. Stone consistently is the fact that Boichi is a phenomenal artist. And I'm not gonna say Dr. Stone looks bad, but Dr. Stone looks fine. And when you have a manga where one of the best parts of it consistently is the art, same with MHA as well, and it just looks fine. It's okay, well now the manga looks good compared to something that looks fine. And then when you have something like Jujutsu Kaisen, which looks fucking great, and then the manga art is really good, well, now there's a little bit of this, okay, at least that aspect that's, really nice and really enjoyable and is, an actual reason that I like the manga was adapted into the anime. And at least now I can say, okay, the anime still looks really good visually, so it's not, just a blatant downgrade.
Wow, you're so toxic. I hate you, dude. Why are you so toxic?
Look, I'm sorry that Boichi's art is next level. So is Hori's.
You're so toxic.
I don't know what you want from me.
So toxic. Why are you being so...
Okay.
I don't know what to tell you. You're toxic.
All right, you guys talk about the episode without, because you guys, this is your first experience with the story and characters. So.
I liked it a lot. Look, I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say the funny thing. What the what always says. It's really obvious that this is not inspired by Bleach. It's really obvious that this is inspired by Bleach. Like, the overall tone of feel, like, the world of it.
I agree.
And you know what?
Just like I ship Ichigo and Rukia, I ship Itadori and fucking Megumi.
He's being toxic right now. I didn't even do anything. I'm literally just trying to like jack off one of my favorite manga of all time. Anyway, Jujutsu Kaisen. Look, why didn't like when I heard people praising God of High School's animation, right? Being like, oh, Mappa. This is what maybe this is what they were seeing because fucking Jujutsu Kaisen.
No, hold on.
Oh my god.
Okay, God of High School's animation was good.
The art style.
No, the art style was
part of the
not.
show.
No,
art style.
Let me finish the thought. Holy shit!
Craftsdwarf, go.
The art style of God of High School is garbage. The animation was good. That's what I wanted to say.
Yeah.
And then you guys interrupted me.
It's
That's
so
what I was
toxic.
gonna say. Is
so
that
toxic. Vindy.
The art style was bad, but animation-wise, it
So
was
toxic,
legitimately
Vindy.
good.
Why are you being so toxic?
You said when people looked at God of High School's animation, this is what they were saying. God of High School had good animation.
also-
it just looked like shit.
Okay, well.
Yeah, where Jujutsu Kaisen has a good art style and good animation.
No. So there's other things they're doing alongside the art, like the animation, the art style that I've noticed with like Jujutsu Kaisen. Right? There's the one thing I've been looking into a lot with a lot of shows right now is like lighting because Unga Bunga lighting, but it's like the actual lighting effects that they use in the show are really good. Like it's especially like with the like there's something I noticed because I saw like there was this post made by the production team behind Sword Art Online Alicization where it's like if you actually take away the effects they're adding to the show, it just looks like seasons 1 and 2 did. But because they're adding these little effects to the animation, like through digitally, it makes it look that like shinier, more like cleaner. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's what a lot of these a lot of shows are doing now, where it's like something about it, like the lighting effects, like visually it's brighter. It looks like something. There's a lot of like really cool like things they're doing with lighting in this show that are really cool that I liked. Other than that, this is my like. When did I watch this? Because I think I watched this before the Love Live episode, so I like, and a lot of shit has happened since then. So I'm blanking on a lot of. I'm always bad.
I'm assuming it's your second favorite show of the season so far.
Oh yeah, no, it definitely is.
Okay.
Well, it was easy, like because it was kind of easy from the start, but like, it like. The one thing that did hit me was like what happened towards the middle, which was the grandfather's death. That hit me. That fucking hit me, and it's going. And a lot of these people who are gonna monkey out going Bleach abandoned its theme of grief. I feel like they're gonna reference this, and that's actually gonna make me fucking have AIDS.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, that's gonna make me fucking angry. I'm gonna be seeing that take a lot. Fucking Bleach abandoned its theme of fucking grief or some shit. But what I think. Like the way the show approaches that like concept of like death, it's like, oh, my grandfather died a natural death. He died a noble like what was that proper death?
Well, yeah, he was thinking like, oh, don't die like me and alone, so he didn't feel like he died a proper death, but Itadori did and wanted to, but keep going.
Yeah, so that was really cool. Like I liked that aspect of it because. Like the way he reacted to it and the way that tied into the way he was fighting too. And that shit happened in like the first episode. And like I don't think I've seen a show in a while that kind of hits you with that like literally in the first fucking few minutes. That was fucking crazy.
I kind of forgot that it literally just like happened like right then.
I thought the grandfather died before the show started, if I'm being honest. When he went to visit his grandfather in the hospital, I was like, isn't he supposed to be dead?
Wow.
Sad.
And then he died, and I was like, okay, there we go.
Also, another thing I forgot about is the club that's like, oh, hey, club, they're going to be... No, they're not important at all.
No,
Yeah.
I mean, I could tell just based on the episode.
If you couldn't tell, he goes
Not
and joins
yeah,
the other high school, so that club doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah.
Like,
None,
do
do
they-
you have anything to say? Or sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, go.
Wait, who's going?
It just fucking happened.
Oh. I mean, I guess before what I was going to say, I was going to ask if, like, I know the club isn't going to be relevant, but do those two characters in the club, like, show up, like, at least, like,
I don't remember
at some other
all.
point?
Vindy would know better,
Okay.
but I assume no.
If what, they've shown up again?
Yeah, in the manga.
No.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
There's actually, okay, there's one thing I wanted to point out about this adaptation that I'm really mixed on, but I also kind of stan it. And here's what it is. In both the opening and the actual episode, we saw people wearing masks.
Yeah.
And I think that's a really interesting choice. Because it both dates the episode, but also in, like, a good and a bad way, right? Because, like, obviously, you know, this is something that happens to me. It happens to me anytime I watch anything. Legitimately, this is how bad it's getting. If I see it happened when I was watching fucking Gintama the other day. If I see a large crowd of people in public without masks on, my first thought is, where the fuck are their masks? Because, like, it's just becoming so ingrained.
See,
in,
I not only
into, like, our
had
daily
that,
lives.
but I had that watching Kamen Rider X-Aid, which is a show about doctors that has a gamer virus pandemic that's literally causing mass, like, infections. So it was like, oh, this is a bad time to watch this show. Two things. One, I've also seen characters more like in masks only in Mashin Sentai Karamaju. That's the only show I can think of that I've seen it in. And two is that, like, I wouldn't say it dates the episode because, like, it is normal to wear it has been normal to wear masks as a fashion choice in Japan, or just for, like, consideration, like, if you're sick and don't want to get other people sick. But you're right, it isn't that common in anime, even though it is a thing in Japan. So
right, in anime it's generally X character is sick, so they're wearing a mask, as opposed to
it's just a thing. It's a day-to-day thing in Japan, but now it's only a day-to-day thing in anime or Kiramaju and Toku because of COVID, which is interesting.
Right, and so I mean it makes it so that, like, in 10-15 years, right, if someone watches Jujutsu Kaisen's anime adaptation, at the beginning, when they notice people are in masks, it maybe will help them be like, oh yeah, when this started, COVID was a thing, right? So I think that's just, like, an interesting thing I noticed about the episode that I wouldn't say is bad. I would say it definitely helps watching it now when I'm like, yeah, there are their masks. That's what I like to see. And I even thought it was interesting because when the nurses were wearing masks, they're wearing them like most people do now, where, like, most of them had them over their face. Some of them had them on their, like, chin. Some of them had them, like, not fully on. You know what I mean? Like,
well, she was on the phone, but yeah.
Well, no. There was another nurse that wasn't on the
mind.
phone that had it down. She was in the back left of the frame.
Okay.
You
were paying a lot of attention to this. Holy shit.
Dude, the masks is, like, actually, because, like, it was such an interesting thing to me. Because it's becoming such a big part, I think, of everyone's lives at this point, that seeing it happen and seeing everyone, like, wear these masks is really fucking, like, it was something that like, I saw it before it even showed up in the episode. I saw it in the opening, and I was like, oh my god, they're wearing masks. And so then the rest of the episode, anytime I saw anyone, I was like, are they wearing a mask? Are they wearing a mask? And I was actually paying attention to it, because this is the first anime I've seen that, I guess, adjusted to having their characters be in masks.
Well, I think because of
which
how
obviously,
late it is in the year, like, that would make sense.
Right. But, like, well, obviously something like ReZero isn't going to put Subaru in a fucking mask.
Oh, hell yeah, would.
But,
you think those fuckers aren't dying of COVID? They're dying of other things, too. Shit.
Well, like, in Love
yeah,
Live,
they have giant fucking
masks.
rabbits to worry about. Oh, wait.
Tiny rabbits.
Wow.
I forgot. None's here. And he hasn't watched it.
They're also not giant rabbits, so everything Craftsdwarf just said was wrong. None. Don't even listen to him.
It's actually just wrong.
So, like, and, like, in Love Live they weren't wearing masks. And I don't think it's bad to not put them in masks, but I think it is an interesting choice of Jujutsu to put characters in masks in that kind of a situation. Because, like, obviously, you could say, oh, well, they're nurses, they're in a hospital. But also, not everyone not every nurse pre-COVID was always wearing a mask in a hospital, right? Like, that was an intentional choice because of the current world climate. And I think it's an interesting choice. And, like, I'm really curious to see
it's
how
also,
much
yeah,
more we
it's
see
also
that throughout the
interesting
show.
because the first episode was death, and that was kind of, so yeah, it makes sense for it to do that as a little stylistic choice. Yeah,
I'm really curious to see how that plays out with the rest of the show, and I'm definitely gonna be paying attention to. Look, well, I'll definitely be on mask alert and bring up anytime I see masks and how it's done in the show, because I think it's, like, I actually think it's, like, a really interesting thing that, like, I'm probably at this point, because I've already read it partially as well, I'm almost more interested in the masks than I am in the actual show at this point.
I mean, you've already read the manga. But I was going to say, to change topics a little bit, is I forgot how good Eat's story was, because in the manga I was reading, and he's just been fighting for a long time, or just not on screen, and here I forgot how much of a dope he is. And, like, I liked at the end when he, like, Sukuna's taken over, and he just, like, gets control of his body back, and they're like, how the fuck can you do that? And it's like, well, it's my body. Like, he's just so casual about it.
Yeah, I love him. I forgot how much it's played up at the beginning, how like strong he is as
he's breaking world records left and right, like without even
God of High School,
like just casually. Like,
I forgot how strong he was supposed to be.
That was really funny though.
I definitely got reminded of like, I guess, Bleach in that way, because he is definitely strong, like just naturally, like Ichigo is.
What?
So I could definitely see how like how they're similar in that way.
So one thing I pointed out that was interesting about my original Bleach video was that what made Bleach kind of interesting was the fact that it very firmly places Bleach, at least the human side of it, in our world. Like, it kind of really pushes that idea that Ichigo is just a normal kid in this normal world, like, really hard. And like it does that kind of here. But they also, like, again, Ichigo is beating up people, pointing out the fact that this guy was like super fucking strong, and they play it up even more in Jujutsu Kaisen. So there's like a lot of parallels you can draw from it, which are really interesting. One thing that does bother me though is that you guys did say that these characters don't show up later on, which considering how hard he was fighting for these people in the first episode was kind of like
Well, no. So that's something I wanted to bring up is. That's the most important thing about this early part. Isn't necessarily that he's fighting for these people, but the lesson that Itadori learned from his grandfather is that if you can save someone, you should.
Yeah, that was but that means he doesn't have a goal then.
So it's not the same where like he's trying to protect these people because they're friends, but they are his friends. But it's that they're in danger, and he should be trying to protect them because he's strong.
Right. He would have saved anyone. Like, in this case, they are his friends, and they do, matter to him a bit more than normal people. But he's also just like,
God,
he would,
he's Deku?
Well, this matters to the current person that is his main, like the main antagonistic force for him personally is someone who, is kind of like the opposite of that. So to him, like, what matters is the idea of saving people and not letting people die or get hurt, as opposed to
right. Yeah. No, I get it.
I mean, I think the episode definitely pushed how, like, like, they're friends, but they also weren't friends for like super long, so it's not like crazy that if they're not involved later.
It's so sad.
Right.
Yeah, it's not like Bleach where he's had some of these friends since like middle school, if not longer.
Yeah, and I can't believe Jujutsu Kaisen sucks now. I can't believe it.
Also, I did like how he kind of applied the lesson he learned from his grandfather, where because like he's he saw his grandfather dying as a proper death, and but he's like, oh, if they die early, then that's not proper. He'd rather they die from something dignified like old age instead of a fucking monster. So he wanted to save them, and that was cool. He's good.
Camera work. What?
Oh, I was just gonna say I really like how the show decided to have his grandfather's death so early to frame his lesson around the entire show early on.
Uncle Ben?
And something that this does that I think is important, right? And anyone who says, oh, but it didn't show us that he's close to his grandfather.
No, it didn't.
That's one of those things where having a close relationship to your grandfather who is acting as your parent does not need to be shown to be believed by the audience.
Vindy, listen, I have no imagination. I don't talk to anybody except my people online.
Because
so like I don't believe it unless I see it. Unless it's spoon fed to me, literally that they have a good relationship, then I'm not gonna believe it.
Let's completely forget that it's mentioned that he's the only one who sees his grandfather.
Like,
not any of their other family members, just him.
Let me put it this way: if you couldn't gather from just contextual clues that they're super close, just from the way they were talking and the way he was going out of his way to like go visit him and stuff like that they were close. Like, honestly...
and the fact that he joined a certain club because they would let him leave early to go visit his grandfather.
If you couldn't figure that out from just that, then honestly, you don't talk to people. You sit in your like that's actually just the truth, right?
He literally brought flowers, and it's like, yeah, for the nurses who are helping his grandfather. Like, hello.
Like, do people
God,
actually
he's a good boy.
people actually complain about that?
I mean, I saw people complain
No.
about.
I'm not saying. Oh, you did?
Well, no,
I
like I
didn't,
saw
but I
some
have a good
people
idea of what
complain
people
about
are
like
gonna
kind of a
say.
different thing. They said it was bad that like, oh, he died so early, so
That's
you could
fucking
feel
stupid.
bad. Like, it's not the point at all.
Right.
like he's not even like they don't
not
even
really sad
show
about it either.
him be super sad over his grandfather
I mean,
dying.
it's not like he was
No,
really sad over
yeah.
it either in the episode.
Look,
Yeah.
honestly, I'm going to be completely honest with y'all. Okay? And this isn't. I wouldn't consider this like. Okay. I forgot his grandfather was even in the thing until I started this episode.
I mean, yeah, you said that earlier.
Yeah,
No. I said I forgot his grandfather wasn't already dead. I forgot his grandfather existed or was ever mentioned.
well,
Until
because
I started this episode.
what the show establishes from the first point is that like it didn't bother him because it was a proper death. He viewed it as
Right, like what matters the most is the lesson he learned, which I remember that like Itadori cares about human lives and saving people, but not because his grandfather died and through his grandfather's death he learned that lesson. Because like at the end of the day, that's just the way for him to kind of gain that ideology, right?
yeah.
Yeah, like I really like how this death was used in this show, and I think people always just inherently think that death is supposed to make you feel bad. Like they think it can only be used in one specific way.
Well, that's how most people, because most
Right.
people are sociopaths. What?
Well, I mean,
I mean, none of us said that, but you know what? Go ahead, dude.
I'll say it. You know, I don't have a problem with it. It's gonna stop me. Just no, but yeah.
All right, do we have more to say? Or
Just open it.
I mean,
Oh, go ahead.
I guess one moment I liked was when he literally crashed through the window. Like I don't know, I don't even understand how he crashed through the window, but it was still funny to me.
There's a panda in this show.
Let me show you. Yeah, Panda's great. Let me try to find the spread of that, by the way, just because I loved the way the anime adapted that, purely because I actually think that they adapted that like spread. Because, like, I still remember the way that spread looks because it's such a fucking good spread. So let me go find it really quickly because I actually think they adapted it, like, as well as I would have wanted an anime adaptation to adapt it. Let me.
Unlucky. We have to wait now.
I'm literally there. Okay, here. Because, like, it's a few, like, again, what they did was they added extra motion. Okay, I found the spread. Let me just screenshot it really quickly.
It was like, I guess my question was just like, how did he get high enough to jump through the window? Because they were at least on like the second or third floor or
he broke
something.
a
I just
sprinting
don't
world record and a
understand.
shot put world record. He could probably jump. Yeah, I could believe that he could jump 3 stories. Why not?
I mean, yeah, dude.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's one of those things where to me it was just like kind of assumed that his physical abilities far outweigh anything you could add. Like, it's one of those things where, like, you know, it's like when you read when you watch a cute girl's anime and a girl is so fucking dumb yet is in like one of the most prestigious high schools. And you're like, okay, how the fuck does that happen? But then you're also like, I don't care. It's kind of the same thing. I think.
I mean, I didn't
feel
care.
about it.
I was just like wondering if that made sense to anyone.
Well, and it
like
helps
if I was just
surprise you
missing
because
something.
you're like, wait, how the fuck did he do that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Where if you had just accepted it, where it's like, oh yeah, he could just do that. That's fine. You know, where it wouldn't have had that impact on you. Yeah, I gotcha. I think.
But yeah, so that's the spread. And I mean, I think they did a great job of like that moment. Because I think that's Itadori's first like Chad moment is he just shows up and is like, let's fucking go. And then yeah, I agree with Crafts that like I definitely kind of forgot how much of a fucking doofus he is. Because he like of the main 3 who, I mean, we haven't seen the girl yet. But of the main
Hot
3,
lady?
he's definitely the best one. And their teacher's really good too, who we only saw in the very beginning of the episode.
Mm-hmm.
But it's very much, yeah. And I forgot how like fun he is and how much I like Itadori in the, I guess, non-act. Like, not that I don't like him in the action moments, but he's really, really fun as a main character in the non-action moments.
Yeah, and well, especially for us where, you know, we haven't seen that in a while, you know, so
Yeah.
going back and seeing that again is like, oh yeah, he's like this, and it's cool and fresh, you know, so. Anyway, sounds like we're about ready to move on, or were you trying to...
Wait.
No,
Can we talk about
good.
the opening?
Love
Can we
Live
talk about
next or
the
is
opening?
Kuma
Love Live.
What did you
Love
guys
Live.
have to say about the opening? Because
Uh-oh.
I actually had to rewatch the opening couple. Like when I watched,
I just wanted to
It's
rewatch
really
it because it looked fucking cool, and I like the song. I don't care about as much. Like it's
Yeah,
fine, but the visuals are really fucking cool,
Like,
and it's
Really,
kind
I
of
really
amazing.
like the song.
so
I don't dislike it. I just like like what stand out to the OP for me is the visuals.
yeah, so like when I first watched the OP, it was kind of like it for me. Like certain openings like that lack kind of like the song lacks like bass or something about it when I'm watching it. But then I realized when I was rewatching it and I went on like actually watched the full episode instead of like whatever people were spreading around on YouTube and stuff like that. I was like, oh, they like took out a lot of the bass from the song. Like it's still not as bassy as I would like it for something like that, but the song's good. I'm still
See, for me, I didn't see anyone talk about the opening or anything, so it was just like a pleasant surprise where it's like, damn, that was a really cool looking OP. So
I mean, the thing that I saw someone say about the opening was the panda. Like, I didn't notice it when I watched it. I was like, wait, what?
Good, though. It was the greatest shit.
I love Panda. He's a Chad.
Like, if you're complaining about the panda, you're just a monkey, dude. Like, I don't know what to tell you. It's the funniest shit ever.
do people not know that it's an actual character in the series?
Yeah, Panda's unironically a Chad.
I mean, I figured it was a character. They wouldn't just randomly put it. But I guess some people were thinking, like, why is the panda there?
Where's your
like,
panda?
I don't know. Like, it's just easy to assume it's a character.
Fucking anime onlys.
I mean, I figured that shit out. Like, there was a panda twice in the opening. Like, what? It's just a random panda they pick up on the street?
Here's what I will say. I didn't know this until right now. The opening was done by Eve, who's actually one of my favorite Japanese artists. Like, every album Eve has, I fucking really like. And I think this might be the first anime opening. This is the first anime opening, at least, that I've seen by them. But, that's probably why I like it so much. Is like I already,
Okay. Oh, you like? The
I have
band?
a history with the artist and like the artist. So the fact that they did an opening to a show I was already gonna watch is like really cool and makes me really happy because it's a good fucking opening. Like here's the thing, the opening has 3 million views already on YouTube.
Holy shit! Like I know Crunchyroll's been chilling the show, but I guess it just hits like it looks really good. It's an action series. It's a shonen jump series.
It's a shonen jump. Yeah.
So it hits all the beats. So yeah.
Yeah, like the official Toho one, and then there's a version that's the full version of the song, 697,000 views.
I mean, I was gonna say I haven't read Kimetsu no Yaiba, but I don't know. I hope Jujutsu does well because of the anime. So. And I guess I'm implying that I'd
Finally, something actually
well.
good would blow up. What?
Y'all are fucking stupid and dumb and wrong. Watch my Jujutsu Kaisen review.
You mean Kimetsu no Yaiba?
Yeah, watch my Kimetsu no Yaiba.
I did
review.
watch
I'm
it.
Smart.
Look,
My brain
can I just say
mistake.
something
I did
about
watch
Gurenge?
it.
Gurenge is a mid-opening. It's fine. If anybody is here,
I like it.
I don't know what that is.
I mean, it's fine.
It's
I
the
mean,
fucking
I would probably say the
I like
song's
when
better than
Tanjiro
Jujutsu
gets
Kaisen's.
pick a better Lisa opening, my guys. Like,
Okay, well that's not the thing. I'm just saying. I was just saying. I like the shot where Tanjiro gets hit and he rolls across the ground. It's really satisfying. I don't know. Something about the way that shot's like framed.
Vindy,
is
I
really
like
good.
it when the boy gets fucking beat the shit out of. It made me fucking
Base.
smile on my
Anyway,
face.
let's move on to Love Live.
走り出した想いは強くするよ悩んだ
Right? Okay, cry now, bitch. Cry on command. Bet you fucking won't.
Okay,
Oh wait, we don't have the opening. What do we do?
we play the ED, or we play Chase.
Okay.
That's one of the two options. So
We'll play Contradiction.
this show is insane.
Contradiction.
Okay, so for anybody who isn't aware, somehow I did a fucking review of the. I'm doing like review analyses of the show on my channel, but I'm not monkeying out like I'm gonna monkey out on this fucking podcast. Like it's gonna be nothing but pure fucking monkey brain shit from WattheWut here, because this show.
Oh, I see.
Vindy.
WattheWut said, and I quote, "I know people care about my big brain Love Live analysis, so I'm saving that for my channel. And I'm just going to act like an ape because nobody cares about that on the
Yeah,
Weeb
that's totally
Club."
what I'm saying, Vindy.
Okay.
That's totally what I'm saying, Vindy. That's totally it.
Okay.
Take me out of context. But okay, listen.
That's my graphics.
How the fuck did they look at this and they said, time to fucking play Chase in the first episode? What
I mean, you
pictures
literally
or something.
predicted it.
I know,
so-
but like they played the whole thing. They did the whole performance, and they hit the best. Okay, listen. I've watched them at least delayed live reviewings. I've watched the live performances of Chase. Whenever Tomoru hits that it's the fucking best shit. Like, I'm at the point now where when she goes like, when she hits that
I'm sorry, what did she say?
when she hits that
What's her name?
Tomoru, that's the fucking voice actress's name. Tomoru. She's the voice actress behind Lin.
How do you already know that?
Because Nijigaku's been
There's one episode of the show
been
out.
a thing since 2018. Because of Sif All Stars, that's why I know.
Yeah, and there's literally like meme comment, like a meme fucking manga 4-coma thing that all I know about it is Ayumu has a giant pet snake named Sasuke.
was
and
in
the best
this
thing
episode.
ever.
Let's
Sasuke
go.
was in this
I know,
episode.
no, but the best
I'm
thing ever
scared. I'm
is
scared.
where
I'm scared.
there's fan art that swaps out the Sasuke for Naruto Sasuke.
Yeah, it's so funny. It's so
there's the one panel of Sasuke like trying to eat Ai, and then there's a
another
fan
one
art of like
Sasuke with
Sasuke
his
like
fucking,
biting Ai's hair,
Yeah.
and then there's a follow up of him apologizing to her for doing so.
Listen,
and
I guess I don't like Ayumu anymore.
why don't you like Ayumu anymore?
because she likes the
Because I'm
best
scared
Naruto
of
characters.
snakes.
Okay.
No, not about. Okay, first of all, Sasuke is not the best Naruto character. He's the second best Naruto character.
Yeah, Naruto's best.
Third
Naruto
of all,
character.
I'm scared of snakes. Okay.
But okay,
Okay.
so that's why you don't like Sasuke.
That's
as
why you
much
don't
as
like
Naruto.
me.
Yeah. No, I like you. I'm scared of you.
Why are you scared of me? What did I do to scare you?
Because you're a fucking snake.
Okay. Anyway, this show is okay. So this show might be my favorite first Love Live episode, if I'm being honest. Like, especially because I watched this shit 3 times, and like watching it, the way it introduces everything. People were saying it was rushed, and I was like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" And like, I figured out why. People were like saying, Ayumu got a character development moment in episode 1, and I wanted to shoot myself because it was like, people love to throw that word around, character development, all the fucking time. It makes me fucking lose my shit.
It's my favorite word.
Yeah, God, that is us, Vindy. That is us. The two of us right there. That is us.
Mhm.
God.
Mhm.
God, that's actually fucking Kino fan art. Anyway,
I wish Sasuke Yohane would stab me so I can die.
I wish she would stab me too.
Okay.
I wish she would stab me too. I'll be first. I want to be first.
Okay, go get back to talking about the goddamn
So
episode.
anyway, so I've seen people in the Love Live community complain about like the decreased details of the characters. Like they got rid of like the pattern on Karin's like vest. They got like,
so that they can animate it.
look, I don't care like what kind of details you want from these characters. The show's art style is clean as
Their nipples.
fuck.
Thanks, Vindy.
I fucking wish.
Look, what? Toxic fucking what won't let his friends actually talk about the episode.
No, I want to hear
Yeah.
what cry about
Okay.
it. But I said talk about the
No,
episode,
fine.
and the first thing he says is literally, I say talk about the episode. First thing out of his mouth, I heard people on Twitter say.
Okay, fine. You talk then. I'll just stop talking. You fucking.
I liked it. The performance was really good. Somehow, Love Live said, I know we had a movie that had really good CG, but we're going to have our TV anime have better CG.
If I'm being honest, Vindy, Over the Rainbow.
I didn't think it looked good at Over the Rainbow, or even maybe
Yeah,
even Sunshine.
really?
Like I thought it looked kind of weird, especially mostly I'm thinking of when Setsuno was on the stairs before it got really cool. Like I was actively thinking that didn't look very good compared to some of
Really, I actually-
Love Live's best, or even some of Sunshine.
I mean,
like,
Vindy just
it was
watched
weird
the
to me.
movie,
It
so
just
like
looked
I
weird.
would,
Wow.
I can't hear anyone right now.
Nunmanji started
If
talking,
people-
and we went.
Okay.
fuck you. Anyway, I don't even know what I was gonna say.
Oh my fucking god!
Cause you're being toxic. How am I supposed to remember?
It's just
I was
think
talking about
better.
the CG.
think better, Nunmanji.
I thought the CG was on it. Like, I mean,
Look-
maybe I'm wrong.
Well,
I'm
I'm not talking about the performances when they went into the you kind of explained it where it's from Yu's perspective almost like
Yeah.
it's more fantasy
Because
in a sense.
I get what you're saying. Because when you put her up against like the real backgrounds, it kind of looks weird. But when you put her in the fantasy realm,
Yeah, once it was there, it looked perfectly fine. But when it was just like CG Setsuna against like just a super real bit, and she's just kind of standing there, she's moving a little bit, but it's just really the camera's just still, it just didn't look, very good compared
I mean, the
to
one
what
thing-
I was used to, what I was expecting.
The one
I
problem
guess.
I had with the performance, it was specifically Ayumu's, where after it was over, the like cut back to reality was really weird, and I didn't really notice that in Setsuna's.
Really? Well,
I don't know if that was just me or if like.
Well,
I don't
because
know.
with Setsuna's, it wasn't that like, it was just it was like definitive end, but like, with Ayumu's, it kept going because it wasn't the end of the scene. I liked the way it ended personally, because then it like immediately cut to like what this show is doing is kind of insane. So the way I kind of worded it was like, School Idol Project is very much Broadway musical, and so is like Sunshine School Idol Project are very much Broadway musical. This one like divorces itself from reality a bunch because it's entirely just from Yu's perspective of each of the girls like bathed in the color of their.
And I thought that really worked because like again like from the start of the episode I wasn't like super into it like right off the bat until the concert Setsuna's performance got into the crazy visuals, so it fit because Yu was like, she was bored, she was trying to find something interesting, and then she was just watching what's this idol? What's
you
this?
saying you didn't like cute gay girls dating?
That was
'Cause
so
I
good.
thought
That was so good. That was so good.
I mean, yeah, it was kind of cute, but I wasn't like super into it until
Craftsdwarf hates-
fucking fire started shooting out the ground. I was like, what the fuck's going on? Like that
You
had
know what's
me.
crazy? The fire
Craftsdwarf hates gay
started
girls.
shooting out of the ground way before the fucking imagination shit. That was fucking crazy. Like, she had that shit on lock. Like, she was just ready with that shit. She had the flames ready for everything.
I really liked when you kind of got caught all up in the fire stuff. I thought it was really cool.
Because, like, I think what it's doing with this one, especially if you watch, like, the music video for, like, Muteki Q Believer, is that, like, it's going for more of that abstraction shit that you see in PV, like, in previous PVs, but not, like, the actual show, if that makes sense. Like, the only time you get, like, this sort of abstraction from reality is, like, in Over the Rainbow with Next Sparkling, but you don't really get that. And, yeah, technically, Bokura Hashitekitan Michiwa, but, like, you don't get that a lot in Love Live, because Love Live very much sticks itself in reality. Like, at least exaggerated reality
There's definitely
like...
Well, yeah, and there's definitely like in what's the Saints Snow song before Brightest Melody? I
Believe
can't
Again.
remember.
Believe Again.
Yeah. There's like the part where it goes up the stairs, and they didn't do shadow clone jutsu. That's like a deviation from reality, but it looks really cool.
Well, to be fair, Love Live characters are shown having reality warping, so like
right, but it's not like, but they're still just like it's some the character. Yeah, they can stand on stairs. It's still a normal thing, even if there's like style, right? And like the teleporting, like these are stylistic, things to make it look cooler. Or even in Brightest Melody, when they change costumes, like they didn't do that in the live, like when we saw it in in person.
No, they did
obviously.
do it. They did take off the jackets. They just didn't do there's no camera zoom.
They did not. They did not do that on stage.
They did do it on stage.
I was watching.
I remember very vividly that they did take off the coats. Because they always do it in every single performance they do of Brightest Melody.
Okay, I don't remember it. I thought I was watching it,
Wow.
but maybe because I couldn't see it. Because
Old man.
Well, maybe because there was another thing distracting you. Because a
Oh, sad.
certain someone was saying wrong things.
I mean, he wasn't talking.
I
about
like how you
content,
can't
but,
talk about
concerts
Love Live
just- I
on
don't
Weeb
like
Club without
concerts,
bringing
so,
him
in the
up
first
anymore.
place,
So it's like, it's kind of weird. What?
What are you talking about?
Every time you talk about Love Live on Weeb Club, you bring him up.
Because it makes me angry.
kinda weird.
You don't know. You don't know how fucking bad it was. It still haunts me to this
It's
day.
kind of weird, champ.
Anyway, I don't know what I was talking about, so someone else talk.
You guys can talk because I mauled too much about Love Live, so I want to hear everybody else's thoughts. Okay.
I love this picture Nun posted. I didn't see it before.
Yeah, your weak Sasuke.
Yeah.
No, there's so many of
It's
those.
so
There's
funny.
many. Look, I have like a theory as to why Nijigaku is like being welcomed more openly than any Love Live season before. And like, cause like if you
Wasn't that just Sunshine?
well, no, because even if you look at the ratings for like the first 2 seasons of Love Live of School Idol Project, they're not as high as Nijigaku's is initially.
Well,
I mean,
there are other
I think
reasons for
really-
that as well. It's the same reason that like later episodes of Gintama are more higher rated than the early seasons on Mal, because at a certain point by the third show, most of the people who are going to be watching are people who are already fans of Love Live, as opposed to the first season. There are probably a lot of people who watch it who's probably not their thing, and so then they give it a low rating. As
not necessarily.
Yeah, I think a lot of the. I mean, I do think a lot of the people who are shitty about it have like kind of fucked off at this point and went,
yeah,
like,
I think that like
watch it.
I mean, like I get what you're saying, and there probably are people who this is their first Love Live season. but I would be willing to bet most people who watched School Idol Project and were like, this shit blows cock, this killed Mecha, and give it like a low rating, did not decide to watch Nijigasaki episode 1 or rate it on me.
But like I'm noticing a lot of people from like a lot of people are starting with Nijigaku as their first entry into Love Live.
Yeah, which like I think maybe not knowing what School Idol, like not watching School Idol Project might hurt because you won't really know what the deal of School Idols is. But I don't think Sunshine is super necessary for it yet. I won't say it isn't, but
Well, here's the thing.
because you literally explained it that it's not a sequel to Sunshine like Superstar, or that's the next season,
Yeah,
right?
Superstar is gonna be
Right.
the next season.
That's actually
Superstar
like
Saga. I love Kirby.
yeah. So that's the actual like, or it's in the or you explained it better in your video. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah,
Where
yeah, I know what you're
Nijigaku
talking
isn't considered that kind of like mainline thing in the same way as Sunshine is to School Idol Project. So and Superstar is to Sunshine, but you explained it, so I don't need to. Yeah.
We're watching the Majir record of Love Live.
So here's the thing.
A gotcha adaptation.
Y'all were liking it
so
at
we're gonna like the
first,
first
and then
episode,
you'll
and
hate
after
it.
this, it's gonna
No,
fucking
so-
shit
no,
in the
here's
bed
the thing.
hard.
I've noticed that Love Live takes like super good care of its IP. Like they care way too much about like how their IP is presented, and kind of I hardcore respect that shit because they like know exactly what their audience wants and how they're gonna like approach it. Because here's my theory for why Nijigaku is more popular than is being more well received. Because even like Mal's like making memes about Nijigaku, like which they didn't do for any like most of Love Live before. The reasoning is really just because if you're gonna get into Love Live and like Nijigaku has a new art style, like right, it starts off not with a typical quote unquote idol song, but with motherfucking Chase, which is like a song they would save for like near the second half of the second season. There's a lot more like there's a lot more of the openly like Yuri baiting. It's way more slice of life than it is like big stakes like Squaddle Project and Sunshine is, and it's presented as an entirely new thing. So it's very interesting the way they're going about it, and there's also the fact that way more people are playing the gacha than they are the actual watching the show, because I have confirmed that there were people I met at AX that I was talking about that their introduction into Love Live wasn't even the show, it was the gacha. They were playing the game. So like it's like a combination of all these things that makes Nijigaku like, and if it's somebody's first entry in Love Live is Nijigaku, I can't even blame them, because that's kind of like, because Nijigaku so far is pretty good. Is a pretty good entry point for Love Live, even if it doesn't explain School Idols as much, which the first season
At least not in the first step. At least not yet.
Right.
Like maybe they will next episode, but
I honestly doubt they will. I
don't think so. But they, I'm just saying it's a possibility. But yeah, no, I understand. And like I said, I don't. Again, that's the only thing I think is maybe hindering someone if they watch it potentially. So, as far as like the franchise goes. Where compared to Sunshine, obviously, if you watch it first, no, don't do that.
Yeah, no. So like this one, I guess like the biggest hurdle behind Sunshine was really just that like in order to watch it, you did have to watch Squaddle Project, whereas with this, you don't have to watch anything. You could literally just jump in. It's just preferred if you watch Sunshine beforehand, because then you have a better grasp of the world and seeing a lot of like the parallels. Because the way I worded it was like, you and Ayumu are basically like if Honoka and Chika were like two characters in the same show, because Yu's more like that Honoka kind of like I'm just really bored, and she finds something entertaining and just kind of like is like super ADHD, whereas Ayumu is the one who like is super unconfident about herself. Like if from what I understand of her character prior to going into this is that she like has no confidence in herself. She basically just follows Yu around because she's only being a school idol because Yu thinks, or like she's only able to do it because Yu thinks it's a good idea. So she's like she's viewing it as her way of helping Yu, right? God, these art of Sasuke with Ayumu is so fucking good though.
Look, they're the best Nijigaku pairing, and it's no contest.
Well,
Ayumu and Uchiha Sasuke.
No, I and me.
Okay. God.
Oh, speaking of girls.
No, I mean, I'm sorry, I said it wrong. Me, myself, and I. Fuck.
You fucked it up.
Also, Rena was there. Her hair looks like fruit roll-ups. I want to eat it.
Look, she's so look that scene.
What the fuck is
look,
wrong?
If
with
I'm being
you?
honest, I kind of hardcore agree with him. But
What?
look, listen. Rena in this first episode, people are complaining that she doesn't have the Rena-chan board, but I think that's so cool because we see like her before it, right? That scene was so funny.
And she's just like staring, and it's like she has things she wants to get across, but she's too autismal.
Already mind broken.
Unlucky. Don't say mind broken in front of me, Vindy. It's kind of weird. It's kind of cringe. Kind of not cool of you.
Why? I didn't say anything.
You're so cringe, dude. You're being
one thing I liked in this episode is like in the previous 2 seasons, right? In School Idol or I guess not but whatever. In School Idol Project and Sunshine, right? There isn't a school idol club. Our main characters make it, and the school is in danger. In this one, the school seems to be fucking fine.
They go
like,
to school in a fucking airport, dude.
Yeah, their school is thriving. Yet the school
Look,
idol
here's
club
how
is what's closed down.
here's how
And I
thriving
think
it
that's
is.
a really
And
cool switch
here was the
on it.
biggest laugh I got out of the show is when they're looking for the school idol club, they find the fucking Soman Club. And the Soman Club has like 8 members, and they're like, School Idol Club? What the fuck is that?
Listen.
This school is thriving so much, it can afford to have a Soman Club and not know what a school idol club is.
Craftsdwarf.
Right.
This episode was
Even though something that we know is a popular school idol that people care about is from.
Listen, this episode was so fucking funny. Like that scene where the one's just like, wow, I don't know what that is. And she just takes a fucking big fat slurp, right? She's like, and then fucking Yu's like, that looks fucking delicious. Zayn was like, we gotta go. It was so funny, dude.
Nunmanji, bring up a talking point. Aside from that, you hated it.
Yeah, you hate Love Live. You hate Love Live. You hate it so much. I hate you too.
It's not
You
my
gave it a
fault.
hate-
That
you gave
Sunshine
the movie a
movie
hate out
wasn't
of
as
10.
good as the
hate
School
that-
Idol
yeah,
Project
you're
movie.
right.
What?
You're right. It was a hate out of 10. You're right, Craftsdwarf. Oh, he fucking
Yep.
hates it. Ah, it makes me angry.
So dad jokes are only funny if you agree with them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, fuck Nunmanji. Yeah.
Can you calm down?
Well,
God.
anyway.
Unlucky, I think. We're gonna say something, Nunmanji? Holy shit. Holy shit.
Whoa, I don't want you to
You've been
mold.
like losing your mind about retards on Twitter. this
Okay, well, I
entire
haven't.
time. I'm sorry, R word.
Wow, you're being toxic, Vindy. Anyway, so like, what else? So there's a bunch of other things, right? So Dream with You is like their first anime only song that they had this episode as well. So Dream with You was like the first one they had, and then like that song was good. I remember Vindy was fucking like, "You're broken. Why did you cry? There's nothing to cry at in this episode yet." And I was like, I didn't cry till like the second. I cried once during the chase scene, but that's only because fucking it fucking breaks me every single time. So like that's just that. It's not like it.
I was kind of mildly annoyed that like there was no like translation of the songs. So it's like
Well, especially because like we know from what if we didn't notice ourselves is that the lyrics are meaningful.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
not having them kind of sucked.
like especially
when I
for
cried
the
it-
second song, like for Ayamu's song, I really felt like I wanted to
yeah.
know what she was saying.
I agree because the only reason I cried it Over the Rainbow today was because the lyrics in the first fucking song that they sing were so good it made me fucking cry. So like it like
And it's like, yeah, it's like you're just missing pieces of the show, and it's like, well, I don't know if
like
I'm
because
gonna
I
feel
am planning
like
on
rewatching
rewatching
it
Love Live,
immediately.
and I'm looking forward to being able to rewatch this show with fucking subtitled songs.
yeah, well, and that's part of the thing is like what loves to compare Love Live to a musical. I think it's right in doing that, right? And you wouldn't listen to a musical. I mean, yeah, like you don't watch a musical and then like have the songs you're not able to see it. So the fact that they're not translating the songs, I think is definitely
No, yeah, that's
it's a slide against the current subs, and it means that I
Yeah.
just feel like I'm gonna have to rewatch
well,
the show
that's.
once the songs.
I mean, maybe
get
that's a
subbed.
good
And,
thing
like-
that encourages you to rewatch it later. But like
I mean, like most people aren't gonna rewatch it. Let's be honest.
well,
and
only the real Love
and it's
Live
like it's
people.
just gonna make a lot
I
of
mean,
people
and look,
miss
what,
pieces
I
of the
don't
show
think,
for no
like,
reason.
needing to rewatch it because the subtitles suck ass. That's not
Well,
a good
no,
thing.
here's the thing.
I would rather.
I'll
I would rather.
say one thing about it is that like with Chase, they had no excuse because Chase is already a song that's already translated. The lyrics are already released. With
No matter what, they have no excuse. If they are subtitling the show, if they are putting, if they're already translating the words being said, they can translate the song as well.
Right?
It's the same language.
Thing, right, Vinny, is that like Love Live does have like official releases of what the lyrics are saying after the show, after when the official song's released. That's something they do pretty often. So while it's not, but
they could update the subs later.
Yeah,
to match
they should
those.
do something now.
Well, like especially because these, I'm assuming these subs came from Funimation, a professional professional company.
Well,
so
it's Funimation.
Should I have high standards for Funimation? No,
I'm not saying excuse,
but like,
I'm not. So
no, should you have higher standards? Yes.
No,
should
so
you
here's my
expect
point.
them to
Right,
meet
that's
those
what I mean.
Here's my point, right? Is that I'm not defending the fucking subtitles. I'm just saying I know why it's not.
He's
happening.
defending.
I'm just saying I know why
he
it's not
hates
happening.
Love Live. You don't like Love Live enough. You should be molding those.
You got my ass.
I mean, Crunchyroll doesn't usually sub like the openings and shit either, which isn't good. But
I mean, that's the the opening has meaning to it.
Well, they underpay
but it's
their
like I
I'm sure
understand
Funimation
that
does
a
it
little
too.
more.
Like,
No, Funimation
it's just all
100% does
fucked.
it.
Like, I would literally rather have fan subbers who are just doing it because they want to, for the most part, especially for the not popular shows, and who are gonna put in.
Why are
and
we
do the
horny
lyrics for all
posting
the
in the
songs
chat
and
right
stuff.
now?
What are you talking
Why
about?
are we horny posting in the chat right now?
The thing with the songs in the actual episode is like they're more clearly part of the story that you really need to know and pay attention to. Whereas the opening, it's like, yeah, you can learn more about the show, but like you don't really have to like, get what the opening is
right,
saying.
That's true. Insert songs are just more important. So yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, yeah, it is completely different, like, the opening versus the song that they're, like, especially Ayumu's song, and here's part of what makes me so fucking mad about it, is that, like, when to me it's clear that what she's singing about is how she feels.
Yes.
And there is a person who speaks the language watching the episode to translate it. It's probably even more obvious to them that she's singing about how she feels. And then they decided that that's not important enough for us to know.
Yeah, I mean,
or they didn't have time to do it.
Yeah, honestly, because they did.
I mean, it's probably a time thing, and they like. I feel like it's just like they kind of felt like they have an excuse not to do it,
because it's not like this is an extra. It's not like Love Live is an extra 2 minutes long because of the song.
No, that's what I was. Yeah, no, I know.
Yeah,
I don't know why the songs are somehow harder to Like, I'd understand if they were like trying to make it sound like actual lyrics instead of just like we don't need it to be like singable lyrics that fit the song. Like, we're not doing a fan cover. We're not expecting that. We just want to know what's being said. Like,
right. I don't need like the special, super great fan sub
or karaoke
where it's like
or
where
it goes with every syllable.
And it changes colors. And it changes colors with the person singing. Yeah, I'm not asking for that. I'm just asking for words at the bottom of the screen, the same place you have the subtitles saying what they're saying, telling me what words she's singing. Because like that is clearly an integral part of the show. It was fucking obvious in Ayumu's song, and it's not like it takes you that much more time than if it was a talking scene and you have to translate that already, right? It's the same fucking thing. You don't have to translate it to make it rhyme. No one's asking for that. No one's asking you to even make it read like song lyrics. If there's going to be an official version that comes out later, great. That exists. Just give me the gist of what she's singing about so I can have an idea. Because
like,
that's what's going on.
Like, honestly, that really took me out of Ayumu's song. And, like, I probably need to re-listen to it. Because, like, I just kept thinking about, like, what the fuck? Like, what is she saying? Like, I want to know what she's saying.
Honest.
And, like, she was looking sad. And I was like, what is she saying here?
This is just more proof that I'm broken. Because I was kind of trying to, like, I kind of had a general idea of what the song was about from, like, fucking just what I knew.
Well, you can get an idea from her character arc in the episode up to that point. And the visuals on screen. Like, yeah, it's obviously she's singing about how she wants to shine and how she wants to be able to be...
Express her feelings and...
Express her feelings and express the idea that she's into this cute,
Yeah.
pink, frilly shit that she likes. But...
I just think no matter what, it takes away from the episode. And it makes it less good. Like, it's still good, but it's like, it could have been better.
Well, yeah. That's obvious.
It's definitely a flaw that Funimation isn't doing it. Like Funimation are wrong for not...
Well, Funimation are wrong from taking away from Crunchyroll so I can watch it on a service that actually works. You know what so many people were saying on my server? They were like, I'm not watching that shit on fucking. They were like, I refuse to watch that shit on fucking Funimation. Shit doesn't even work. And you know what? Fair of them, right? Fucking shit ass Funimation's website, right? Jesus.
Yep. Anyway, the last thing I wanted to say is because I noticed, I don't know if this is gonna be like a returning thing with a character, because I was like trying to tie it to her little character set that she was getting, where Ayumu is always getting like the limited edition of the food, which I don't know, is she trying new things because she's trying to because she at the start she was kind of running away from her past self that liked the cute things, so is she trying to like find something new, because she's not getting like what she likes, she's just getting the limited edition thing that I don't know, so I was just trying to tie that to and see if I could come up with anything, but I couldn't, so I just thought I'd like throw it out there and see if anyone else picked up anything. So
like from what I gathered from her doing those things,
What the fuck?
I honestly just think it's like a character quirk, if I'm being honest, because
How did you pick up on that?
I am broken, Vindy. I read fucking hentai doujins and I go, themes.
No,
okay?
no, it makes sense though, because like Ayumu, like there's like this very clear thing that she's like less so than like you, who's like super like who's just like ADHD as fuck. Like Ayumu seems to like be also searching for those interesting things, and like so like that would be one thing to consider, I guess.
Yeah, well, and that's kind of just how I read into things, where I do look at these little details to try and think of how they might be able to tie into the bigger picture, because, like, as a writer, when I would be making little details like that, I would want to be thinking, like, okay, even if it's in a small way, how can I tie this to the bigger picture and draw more attention to it, or do something like that? Because it's satisfying. Yeah. Well, you're a Love Live nerd.
Don't fucking discredit me. I'm trying to defend you.
I know. I love you.
Wow, that's kind of gay,
the only
dude.
other normal person here, Nun,
So?
did you pick up on that?
No. I mean, like,
You guys are really-
I noticed she said, like, she was getting special stuff, but I didn't, like, think it was, like, anything
Right,
specific,
exactly. I didn't try to tie it to a character. I was just like,
No,
okay.
no, that's actually
Yeah.
actually cool. That's actually a cool thing. Craftsdwarf pointed out, though. That's actually pretty cool to think about. I just interpreted it more as like it's more of like the way that it presents it is more like a character quirk more than anything.
Well, like, look, if it happened once, I probably wouldn't have thought anything of it. It happened twice, okay?
Well,
and like they're drawing, like, which felt like they're drawing attention to it.
No, yeah, like it's one of those things, right? Where it's like with my Rico video where I pointed out like her fucking fear of dogs is actually thematic.
Yeah, and that's the kind of shit like a good, well-written series will do.
No, but I don't think Love Live is a good
so...
idea for a character though.
Oh
Craftsdwarf.
shit, you're right. We should move on to the show that would do that. Kuma Kuma Kuma.
Oh,
I think you mean Bear Art Online. Play the opening.
触れたんだ壊れそうなくらい加速な君の
So, Natty's
All right,
mad
so
at me.
let's just clear this. Let's just clear this up right now for Bear Art Online. There's two sides on this, okay? There's the WattheWut and me side, where the show was enjoyable. I'm excited to see it continue. And then there's the Craftsdwarf side. I don't need to hear you open your mouth. You think it's mid as fuck.
Oh, yeah, no, it's so obvious that you think it's mid as fuck. Like,
I haven't said anything about the
well,
show.
Craftsdwarf, by this
Am I
point,
wrong?
we know you. By this point, we know you.
How did you know?
Because by this
What
point, we
the
know
fuck?
you.
Because I know you. I've been doing this podcast with you for a year. I was watching this. The biggest thought in my mind was like, I'm enjoying this. Crafts thinks this is mid as
Nothing
fuck.
happened. The girl isn't even that good.
What
She
the
has
fuck?
a cute outfit, but she's
the
kind of
fuck?
deadpan and not that interesting.
But that's what makes her cute,
and not
though.
funny.
That's what makes
There
her
was
cute.
Yeah, I don't think it's that
I
cute.
think it's fucking adorable.
She said bear punch.
That was the best part of the episode.
Look, listen. The fact that she's deadpan makes her 1,000 times cuter, if I'm being honest.
I agree. Well, okay, so Craftsdwarf. I need to say this before we actually go on with the episode. I was telling one about this. So I read the first chapter of the manga because if you notice what this episode was nothing like what the synopsis
Yeah,
is
it's
on
like-
Mal. And I was like, what the fuck is going on? So I went and read the synopsis. And then I was like, okay, and then I read the first chapter. The first chapter of the manga, which I assume probably more
adapts from a
accurately
light novel,
adapts from
yeah,
a light
yeah.
novel, actually gives setup to the character and what's going on.
Because all she fucking did was she just played a quest in the game, and I was like,
Well, that's the thing.
Yeah.
She's not in, like, no one we saw is actually a player.
right? No, she was only interacting with presumed NPCs. Like she,
No. There is no real players in the game she's playing.
oh, okay. Oh.
That's why she keeps mentioning, and that's why I think that this adaptation is wrong for adapting it the way it is. Maybe. I mean, we'll see. Because she's in like this world that, I mean, we'll see it probably next episode, but it's specifically mentioned that like she's the only person, and the person who gave her the bear suit and put her specifically in this world mentions that it's a world managed by him only.
Okay.
Which is why she was saying the children in this world seem really quick to accept the worst case. It was commenting on the people in the world.
Okay.
Because she's not playing a video game with NPCs and well, obviously, but she's not in like something that like has people playing like normal quests.
Yeah,
she's in something like different.
So she has a personal connection to the person who like actually made the game, so she can like see actual average.
The way it's framed in the first chapter, and I'm sure this will be in the next episode. But the way it's framed is she's a top level player in the game, like she's like max level and everything. We actually see her play her character in the opening, but she logs in one day after an update, and it tells her to pick something, and so she picks the bear, or it gives her the bear suit. But she thinks it's too embarrassing to wear, even though it's really cute.
You mean embarrassing?
So she even has, okay. She has this, like, kind of mini, really cute freak out over, like, oh, I can't wear something like that. That's too embarrassing, too cute for me. But then she can't take it off because the game in the new world reset her player level to level 1, which is why no one in the guild hall thought she could do anything. Because the bear suit that she's wearing has really broken stats, but she's, like, a level 1 player. And so she has to wear the bear suit because if she doesn't, she can't do anything because she's literally like level 1. And so she's in a world that like she gets a note that essentially says, I've taken you out of the game world. When you're in this, you're in a different world that I manage. And the person sending her the letter, the name is God.
Man.
Is what's said. And that's all that is really in the first chapter. But I assume we'll see that in the first next episode. But I think that like that's a really interesting setup for the world. And the fact that we didn't get that is like, it means that, yeah, like, you just think nothing's happening in this episode, right? And, like, there's nothing interesting going on, even though the actual, like, interesting idea is in the actual first chapter, you know?
Then why'd you pick this show instead of something else?
Because I actually had a fun time.
Cute.
I actually had a really fun time watching this first episode.
Yeah,
I mean like, I thought it was...
Either way, but...
I thought it was fine, but, like, I definitely feel like there's other things...
show so far of the first episode.
Yeah, same.
I'd agree, but it was still, like, I enjoyed myself.
Like... I very much could see this one getting very, like, boring, and it's like, I don't know, I don't know why you risked picking this.
Watched, like, more, I don't know, it's definitely the one I have the lowest expectations for.
I could see it being, like, Cautious Hero.
Yeah, it'd be your fault for picking it.
I could also see it being good. I mean, yeah, I do think that, like, the fact that it skips the actual setup
not a great sign
in the first episode. Yeah, is if not a great sign, because I think it's clear they wanted to start episode 1 with something that would make people kind of curious.
Yeah, no, episode 1, like, I've definitely talked about that
before.
before, where just, like, episode, like, especially with a lot of jump adaptations, is, like One Piece or Hunter x Hunter, where they just change the first episode, because I guess what works for episode 1 on TV what works in chapter 1 for a manga doesn't necessarily work for episode 1 of a television show. So, or Gintama, that's another good example where they had to do something completely original. So, because apparently chapter 1 wasn't good enough. So, and so yeah, now you kind of have that with Kuma Kuma Bear now. So, where I guess because I guess it probably would have been like Overlord, I guess, where it's just like, you know, a bunch of exposition, you know, where Overlord, like, the whole show's exposition anyway. So what the fuck are they gonna do? But with Kuma Kuma Bear, apparently, I don't know what you don't know either. You only read chapter 1, so we'll find out, I guess.
Yeah, and I didn't even fully read it. I just kind of, because Mangadex didn't have every page. Like, every 4th page was missing. So I just kind of I don't know. Every, like, 4th page didn't load. So I just, like, skimmed it to try to see, like, was it the same? Was there a Black Viper and a little boy? And it was nothing like, you know, I was able to get the gist of what happened.
Man.
Shut up.
Craftsdwarf's here.
So I was just trying to get, like, the gist of what happened, so I understood if... You know what I mean? Like, I was trying to make sure that what was happening was actually, like, accurate to the... Mm-hmm. And so when I found out that, like, oh, like, the actual chapter 1 of the manga had me way more interested in what happens...
Yet you still picked the show. I picked it
before I saw episode 1. I picked it because the girl was cute. And she is cute, and I like her little bears.
He's saying that you should have time traveled.
Yeah, I guess.
No, you should have like picked sport climbing girls or
You
something.
should have picked fucking Mahoka.
Or well, it was either between this. No,
You should have picked
shut
Mahoka.
up. It was between this or Fruit
Or
Tart
Mahoka.
because of the girl with
Or
rat ears.
Mahoka.
There's not a girl with rat ears in Mahoka.
Mahoka.
I hate this guy. It's not Link. Okay, fuck you. Holy shit. Oh my god.
I hate you.
What? That's what it looked like for a second. Are you watching the stream?
For context, I'm making thumbnails because
And he typed Link Tart.
Because the S was completely covered up, and I don't know what else I was supposed to say.
Yeah, but I was also talking about Ochi no Zuke.
No, I know the
Fruit Tart
timing
at the
was
same
kind of
time.
fucking amazing.
I know, that's why I'm malding.
All right, do you have anything to say about this episode that you didn't already say?
I mean, I was more so on your side about it being kind of mid. Like, it's not, I wouldn't call it mid. Like, I didn't have a problem with it, but I also just, like, most of the episode was her just being like, oh, people don't believe that I'm strong, and, like, you know, like, it just felt like a bunch of nothing happened for, like, half of it, and then it was just, like, I just found it boring. I mean, not boring, but
Yeah.
I just don't believe in this
if I was
being
watching
good
the show on my
long.
own, I might watch episode 2 and decide to drop it or not. But yeah, that's how I was feeling.
Yeah, well, that's again why I didn't, like, you know, I'm not even flaming you, right, for thinking it was mid. I just knew while watching this, Krabs is going to think this is mid as fuck.
And I thought it was funny that you both were like new. And that was funny.
Oh,
yeah.
I joined, and the first thing
we're
Wet and I
like,
talked about was how both of us liked it, and you were going to think it was mid. Like, we both just knew that going in. But I mean, I would say that, like, the biggest thing for me right now is even with its kind of bad start, I enjoyed it. Like, I still think the main girl's fucking adorable. What just likes her because she kind of looks like Yohane.
no,
but
that's
you didn't
not
hear that
why.
from me.
That's honestly not why. Listen, she wears a.
I'm glad I'm not the only
she
one who
wears
thought
a big,
that.
dumb bear outfit. It's the funniest.
I love her
fucking
big dumb
thing
bear
I've ever
outfit.
seen in my life. I love it.
I also think there's look, there's a bunch of reasons I'm calling it bear art online for my understanding of the shit so far. Part of it was kind of, she's clearly drawing away from reality to be in this VR MMO. Part of it only WattheWut gets, but this idea of people in the game maybe being real people, are they real, are they not?
She has
It's bear
hands
art
in the,
on.
She has hands in the fucking stock market. Did you see that shit? I was like, what the? What the fuck is?
She's stock trading.
It was
Dude.
fucking like.
You know, I guess
That's
one
how
thing I
she's-
kind of don't like how there's no real people in that world. Like, I mean, like, I'm not gonna say it can't be good
Nunmanji
without
really
real
just
people,
said
but I also
Alicization
don't.
Sucks
Yeah, none really just said Alicization the worst
because
SAO
there's no real
season.
people.
Well, maybe that's why I haven't seen it yet.
Well, you are toxic, so like you know.
I can't wait for Crafts to watch Alicization and then realize that everything I'm saying about it being bear art online is just true.
I get it. It's clear enough that I already I'm learning things about Alicization, even not having seen it. Just the way
I
you're
can't
talking
wait to
about
fucking
it.
watch
I don't.
Ordinal Scale so you can watch Alicization. Because I'm
God.
about to finish season 2 this week.
Ordinal Scale is so good.
I wonder if like is this show just gonna be like more so, you know, just seeing how cute she is and you know, her going on quests, but without like.
Well, I mean, no one
to
knows
be
for
fair-
sure because Vindy's only read
Yeah,
one
it's
Fair, I'm
true,
chapter.
broken,
yeah.
and I did watch the entirety of some isekai like nobody fucking watched.
I mean, she is
So-
like
so-
her bear suit is like level 99, so I can't imagine it would like.
I think
you know,
one of the things it describes. Sorry, one of the things it describes in the like 2 of the 3 synopses I read is that she just does whatever she wants, which is interesting to me just because if she's with the bear suit, she's able to do whatever she wants in the real world. That's kind of like how, because she's good at trading the stock market in real life, she's able to do whatever she wants. And I hope that like what we see is that kind of starts to backfire on her. I mean, we already kind of saw that because like her grandfather in this episode was like, hey, you need to come see me or I'm going to stop co-signing the lease on your apartment. And so we're already starting to see some of that.
Oh,
And,
okay.
and I would like to see more of that idea of like, because, you know, even in this episode, you know, if the bear suit's super strong, then I think there's the idea of her never really being challenged. And I would like to see that be more and more, you know.
So like, I guess the challenge could come from more so her real life issues and, you know, the game.
Yeah.
Sounds like we're about done.
You know, this might. I don't think this season will be as good as last season, but like, in terms of like, you know, the volume of,
I mean,
you know,
if we're talking averages, it doesn't have a hard bottom.
yeah.
So that's nice. Like
Vindy's a
if
hard
Kuma Kuma
bottom.
Bear is the worst. Well, yeah, that's true. But anyway, fuck, I was gonna say something, but that's funny. I hate you. Yeah, if Kuma Kuma Bear is the weakest show of the season, I'm okay with that. Like,
Yeah.
that's fine.
It'll still be, at least average-wise, the best season we've had. Because, like, last season was my favorite season because there was Origairu, which I gave, a 9.
It was God of High School.
ReZero, which was a 10. And then...
God of High
God
School.
of High School.
No, that was
Rent a Girlfriend was
which I gave an 8. So, like, last season, if you take God of High School out, really good season. I really enjoyed everything. But God of High School was a 1, so it brings the average down by so much. Yeah, this season, if, you know...
Contradiction literally
like
exists,
that 7,
though.
8,
I fucking
9...
hate you, Nunmanji.
then that's just the best season so far average-wise because there wasn't a shitty patrons pick.
Yeah. Also, this is this episode is like the only episodes on the Weeb Club longer that aren't EOVs are like Gurren Lagann and Fire Force.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is the first 2-hour season.
Yeah, and most of our backlogs aren't this long, so help.
It should get better, I think, as we kind of fucked around for, like, not even talking about comments, just, like, fucking around and chatting for a while before we started talking about the shows. I'm sure the Love Live discussion will only get more cancerous
As time
as
goes on.
What sees more bad takes and more things happen in the show. But we'll see.
Sad.
Unlucky.
I agree, it is sad.
Yeah, this podcast would be like a third of the overall length if what just didn't talk about Twitter.
Why do y'all hate me? What did I do to you? Like,
I don't hate you. I love you. I literally...
It's not about what you did to us. It's about who hurt you.
What, I literally say I'm the character that has sex with your character in Love Live because I love you.
Whoa! Nice.
All right, thank you for listening.
Worships.
Thank you for listening. I like that. Goodbye.